What is up, Friday Night Spikes? We are back. What's going on? Appreciate each and every single one of you tuning in. We are here. As you see, it is just me yet again. My other two compadres, companions are, as we say, hopeless. They are hopeless to a degree. So, Harrison Fant, Jake McKeever, going to jump in at some point. But, yeah, until then. Again, you got yours truly, guys. Again, what a Friday night in the SEC. We are in Jacksonville, Florida, baby. Getting after it. Alabama, who is wrapping up their game right now. Let's check the score real quick. They are wrapping up that game against Coastal Carolina. The score is 7-2, bottom of the eighth. Nobody on, nobody out. Coastal swinging the stick, so it is down to the final 6 outs in that game. Again, guys, welcome. Oop. Looks like we froze up here. Something happened. Okay, I think we're back. The hackers have officially struck. The webcam completely just took a shit on us, but it's okay. It's okay. We are here. We're rocking. We're rolling. We're fighting through adversity. On a Friday night. Here we go. We're good. Cheers. Cheers, by the way, everyone. I see my good friend Chinook Seeds. What's going on? Appreciate you. No good service on the boat. Yeah, the ship is trying to sink. We're making an adjustment. We're in an 0-2 hole. We're battling back. The count's at 2-2. Will we get to 3-2 or will we get a knock? Will we find a way on base? That's TBD. I don't know what just happened, but the webcam, which I love this thing, it's the vlogging camera that I use, and it just took a complete shit on us. Froze up. Don't know what happened. Either way, we're here now. You guys let me know. You see me. You can hear me. We're good to go. Okay, good. Rocking and rolling. Again, this is Friday Night Spikes. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I don't know where Harrison Fant and Jake McKeever are. Well, I know where one of them is. I know Jake McKeever is watching a baseball game somewhere out in Texas. Harrison, I don't know what he's doing. That guy's going to be late to his own funeral, folks. I don't know what to tell you. Either way, though, I'm here. Chris Phillips is here. The head of this thing is here. We're officially here. So rocking and rolling, taking your questions here on a Friday night. Appreciate you all tuning in. Max Malone, what's up? Says Liam Doyle was chucking it tonight. He was. He was very, very good. Gig'em Bart says, Farmers Fight. What's up, Bart? Appreciate you tuning in again. In case you guys do not know what this is, every single Friday night throughout the 2025 college baseball season, we're going to be here, man. Friday Night Spikes, taking your questions, your comments, shooting the shit, hanging out with you. This is as laid back as it gets when it comes to our content, man. Just some dudes talking ball. Again, at times it's going to be just me. At times it's going to be me and someone else, Jake McKeever, Harrison Fant. Times it might be those two guys, although at this rate, I think the last thing I would ever do is trust those two guys to make sure this show gets up and running and gets executed the proper way. So either way, it's all good, though. Again, really fun day in the SEC and across college baseball today. Unfortunately, I've got a big 5-legger parlay that the Virginia Cavaliers are probably going to make sure I don't win. Of course, leave it to an ACC team to ruin that for me. That game, I think, looks like might be, 7-2. They lost. They lost. Great. It was 25 to win 260. And we're probably going to hit 4 of the 5 legs, and the one leg we're not going to hit was UVA. So good job, Virginia. Good job. Should have never trusted the Wahoos. That's what they say. Never trust a Wahoo. That's it. Yeah, UVA let me down. Either way, though, we are following along with Bama Coastal. We're in Jacksonville, obviously. Was out at that game, guys. I'll tell you this, too. I'm one that typically I fare pretty good in the cold weather. I really do. I fare pretty good in the cold. Man, the cold, it is a cold. It is a you walk outside and cuss kind of cold. It's that cold outside. Like, I'm sitting there I'm sitting there talking to a buddy of mine. We're standing outside for about an hour and a half, whatever. And as the day goes on, like, I'm not on my phone for a bit. I'm trying to fire off an update, trying to fire off a tweet. And my fingers are moving like this, just slow-mo. Just moving in slow-mo because they are frozen. My hands were frozen. Go up in the press box at the Jacksonville Baseball Classic. Go up in the press box at the Jumbo Shrimp Stadium. It's cold in there, and like, I'm not trying to be woe is me here because I went up in the press box. I get it, whatever. I'm not a huge press box guy, honestly, in my opinion, guys. I mean, listen, it's cool and I respect everybody up there, but it's a little too quiet for yours truly. It's a little stuffy. It's a little Big J journal-y for your guy. So, Chinook, I saw tons of Chinook seed bags. You know that because y'all shipped them. Dude, there was like a whole box, which I'm assuming you guys sent there. So good on you, man. Good. And I had 2 bags of my own. I had 2 barbecue bags today. So you know what's bad? I'm going, and I'm going to have to hit you up because I'm going to need more seeds. I guarantee you by mid-March, I'm going to be out of seeds. Because I'm right now, my rate or my pace, I'm going 1 bag of seeds a game. I'm eating a bag a game of the small bags, not the big ones. But I'm eating a bag a game of the small ones. So I'm going to need more. Like, I'm just, real G's eat Chinook seeds. And I eat them it's crazy, man. My sunflower seed intake from February, from opening day, or probably like the week before opening day, that's kind of when I really start getting into the seeds. But let's just say February to July, or to June, February to June, I eat 90% of the seeds I'm going to eat all year in that time frame. And like, my seed consumption goes up 10,000%. Because I really don't eat seeds like all the time outside of baseball season. Baseball season, seeds are in my diet, man. Sunflower seeds are in my diet, straight up. So Anyways, guys, leave us your questions, your comments. Let's see. We got a few coming in. Here. Drink Local B-Ham. Sam Dutton shoved. He's not a Friday night starter. Yeah, a lot of guys. So you're going to notice the theme here, the thumbnail, the title, just something I noticed, man. A lot of guys in the SEC shoving today. A lot of them. And I understand the competition. It's not great right now. I totally get that. Although, not everybody's competition today was built equally. We got some tournament play going on. We got, obviously, again, Arkansas right now in a big one, playing against Kansas State. They're down 2-0, top of the sixth, by the way. What's new? Arkansas's bats letting them down again. Just letting them down again. So the sticks are quiet, but a lot of guys today shoving, man. A lot of dudes on the bump. The SEC has gone essentially undefeated today. You look across the board, the only one in jeopardy right now is the Arkansas Razorbacks, who are down 2-0 to Kansas State, like I said. Alabama is up 7-2 on Coastal, 2 on, nobody out for Bama in the top of the ninth. So unless they implode in the bottom of the inning, looks like they're going to roll. And again, everybody else, Kentucky, they got a 2-1 win over Belmont. But guys, you look across the board, and I posed this question. I posed it here on YouTube as well. If you're watching on YouTube, obviously we're live on X, we're on Facebook, we're all across the place. Who's the best Friday night guy in the SEC? Who is he? Because there's a number. I know everybody's going to fight for their guy, as you should. Everybody's going to fight for their guy. But there's legitimately 5 or 6 guys right now that you can make a serious argument for. I mean, dude, Tennessee's Liam Doyle's got 25 Ks in 2 outings. You got to start there, right? You look at Cade Anderson at LSU. You look at J.D. Thompson at Vandy. You look at Liam Peterson at Florida. I've talked about Liam Peterson a lot. You look at what Jared Spencer's doing at Texas, right? You look at who am I missing? You look at what Hunter Elliott's done at Ole Miss. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, dude. You look at Gabe Gackle at Arkansas. He ain't the reason. I mean, it's 2-0. He's given up the 2, I suppose. But, I mean, you look at what Zane Adams did tonight for Bama. He was really good. Watching him in person, I thought he was really good. You look at Pico Khan for Mississippi State. Ryan Prager. My God, how could it take me that long to mention his name? Ryan Prager for Texas A&M. Like, dude, you look at what God. Why am I blanking? What is his last name? Is it Witherspoon? He's literally on the thumbnail, and I'm blanking on his name. That's just, yeah, Kyson Witherspoon. Dude, he shoved against Minnesota. I know it's Minnesota, but shoved against Minnesota 12 Ks over 7. I mean, there's some studs on Fridays, man. There really are. There are some staffs. And I think NIL's got something to do with it. I think the portal's got something to do with it. You know, you think about the guys that have come back to college baseball that are coming to college because they don't have to go to the draft. It's more, and I think my guy over at Chinook, he made a good point in the preseason. He's making a good point now that we're seeing more balance. We're seeing more balance with the hitters and the pitchers. I do think we're seeing that. We're seeing more balance. So, again, guys, continue to flood the comments, man. Monty says Liam Doyle. I mean, Liam Doyle's a good option right now. Guy's 97, 98 from the left side. He's got 25 Ks in 2 starts. Granted, listen, 2 starts against what? Hofstra and – dude, my brain is mush. For whatever reason, these Modelo's probably aren't helping. But it's only my first one. So, I mean, it's – who did they play today? Who did Tennessee play? I'm literally looking at it. Samford. So it's against Hofstra and Samford. You know, you could make the same point for Cade Anderson at LSU. Like I love seeing the, and as you should. Everybody should be fired up for baseball. But you know, you still do have to take some of the results right now with a grain of salt. Although not everybody's winning the same way, right? Like not everybody's winning right now the way Tennessee is. Not everybody's winning the way Florida is. some teams are winning a little bit closer against the lesser competition. Now, what does it mean? You can't necessarily draw a conclusion from it, but, not everybody's winning the same way. So, Chinook, lots of good lefties this year. Liam, Cade, Prager. Dude, I mean, A&M's entire weekend rotation's lefties. Think about that. Entire rotation is lefties. Much love for the Southpaws. Yours truly, in case y'all didn't know, lefty. A little Southpaw action. In case you didn't know that. Yeah. It's been a great day for college baseball, man. It's been a great day in Jacksonville. Listen, I'll tell you, I mentioned it earlier. I'm typically pretty good about hey, the cold, whatever. No big deal. It's cold. I'm good with the cold. Again, this cold out here, man, it is biting cold. It is that cold. It is that cold where you walk outside and you stand out there for a little bit and you're just at some point, you're just fuck. You're just, dude, it is the worst. This cold sucks. This cold sucks. Truly sucks. Truly sucks. So, yeah, it's, I was I feel like I'm talking about the cold too much. But it is really cold, man. It is really freaking cold. So, yeah, it's tough. And the entire Southeast is dealing with it, right? But it's bro, we're in Florida. We're in Florida. We're literally in Jacksonville, and it's still freezing. So, thankfully, thankfully it's going to warm up tomorrow, Sunday. We're going to be mid-60s. The game is also not going to be not at 6 o'clock, 6:30 start. Be a 4 o'clock start. Be a 4 o'clock start. So, at least we got that going for us. At least we got that going for us. Guys, again, appreciate you all tuning in. Continue to flood the comments. We're taking your comments. This show is for you. This show's for you. Friday Night Spikes is for the people. I want to hear what you guys thought about Friday. We're essentially every Friday night celebrating college baseball together, man. Because we all love college baseball. Cheers to that. We all love. And again, I sit here a week later after the first Friday Night Spikes saying the same thing to you all. The irony of this show tonight, me sitting here by myself again, the irony is that this show wasn't my idea. Our guy Jake McKeever had this idea. He's like, hey, let's do a Friday night show. I'm like, cool. I'll jump in from time to time. Then we got closer. I was like, well, I want to jump in all the time, if possible. Thankfully, more often than not, it's going to be possible. And now I'm the only one. I'm the only one. I'm the only one here. I mean, like I said, Harrison's going to be late to his own damn funeral. And Jake McKeever is a man of mystery out covering games in Texas. I don't know what that guy's doing. So here we are. Here we are. You get me. You get me. That's it. Cheers to it. You get me. My boy Reese, the man behind all of our graphics, the man that makes us look so cool, the man who made this logo, 62 at Graphics HQ. That's nice, Reese. That's nice. You're deep down in Florida, though. You're deep down in Florida, where the tournament should have been. Should have been. Chinook, speaking of spikes, Chris, what brand were you rocking? I'm guessing, like me, 9 spike Mizunos. Dude, I rocked Mizunos in my career. I rocked New Balance. I rocked Nike. I had some Jordan cleats. I had a bunch of different cleats. When I went to Newberry, where I played college ball, we were sponsored by, what is it, like Academa, I think was the brand, Academa, something like that. And then after that, we had Under Armour cleats. We had Under Armour cleats my sophomore and junior year. So, which the Under Armour cleats were not comfortable. Everybody complained about the Under Armour cleats. Just like everybody in every sport complains about Under Armour footwear. So, everybody complains about it. Monty, Tennessee's hitting. 10 homers. Yeah, they're swinging the hell out of it, which you'd expect. It's Tony V. I mean, it's Tony V's teams. Yeah, they're swinging the shit out of it, man. Everybody is. Everybody. It's a hit parade in Knoxville. It's a hit parade in Knoxville, man. Yep. Day after day, game after game. It is a hit parade in Knoxville. Drink, look, will be him. Arkansas will win 3-2. I hope they do. I'd love to see the Hogs pull that off. 2-0, bottom of the 6th. There in Arlington. 9-2. Bama's up on Coastal, bottom of the 9th. 2 outs. They're about to win that game. Dude, how about Mizzou's in a fight with Florida A&M? It's 5-4. They're playing in the Andre Dawson Classic down in Vero Beach, Florida. I shouldn't let Jake in here, by the way. Shouldn't let either one of them in here. But it's okay. We had a little bit of confusion. Eastern time, Central time. Here's a teaser for you. That confusion won't last much longer. I'll leave it at that. It won't last much. It won't last forever. I'll put it that way. That will not last forever. All right, let's get Jake in here. Jake.
I'm here. Take 3, take 4, or whatever it is.
I can hear you and see you. Everything is good. Service is good.
Camera's a little bit blurry.
Your hair's fine. Well, welcome.
I'm still defrosting. Yeah, like you said, there was a little bit of a miscommunication on the time.
It's all good. No biggie.
I stormed out of the Rice USC baseball game.
It's all good, man. No biggie.
But,
dude, welcome. Your Friday Night Spikes debut. Look at that. Rocking the brand.
Repping the brand.
Rocking the brand. Let's go, baby. Dude, what's up, man?
Cold.
You're in where? What city is Rice in again?
Houston.
That's right. Okay, that was probably a dumb question.
No, I mean, Rice is pretty relevant in college baseball now. So maybe like 20 years ago, that would have been like an insulting question. But at this point,
fair enough.
It was probably the only time we'll talk about Rice on SEC Unfiltered.
They look like you just said you look like you just got done with 18 holes of golf. Fair. Look like you had the golf hat on too. Hair's got a little hat headish.
I had 2 beanies. This feels weird because it wasn't that cold. It was only like 43, but that was probably the coldest I've ever been in my life.
Dude, yeah, to your point, man, I don't know. It's even here in Jacksonville, it's just like a biting cold. Bro. So, yeah, it's dude, thoughts on the day, man? We've had a fun day. It's SEC, a lot of SEC teams winning.
I think every SEC team's undefeated right now. When I was checking.
The SEC, yeah. And by the way, it just went final. Bama 9-2 over Coastal.
Let's go.
That's a big one. Start in Jacks. Loud start.
That's a big one.
Zane Adams 4 1/3, 3 hits, 1 earned, 6 strikeouts in the game for the Crimson Tide. Brennan Norton had a big 2 RBI single that I actually got on the vlog. It'll be on there when it drops next week. I was fortunate enough to be recording when that happened. Alabama walked double-digit times in the game, Jake. So, good start to the weekend, though. And also, too, I mean, dude, Ohio State beats NC State. So, Bama's got them tomorrow. So, that's a chance to, I guess they will crown a champion at the end of the tournament. So, I mean, a chance to we'll feel pretty good about it.
We'll crown one regardless. But
we'll crown them. We'll put a crown on them. We don't care.
I think Bama's like sneaky good, and everybody kind of has them way down on the list. I think they're a lot better than people are giving them credit for. I'm a big Justin LeBron truther. And then some of the transfers that they brought in. I'm interested to see how Brady Neal does, obviously, just because he was such a big disappointment, I would say, at LSU. So hopefully he can get in, swing the bat pretty well. I do have all the scores on my phone. What happened at LSU? How'd they almost lose?
Dude, and obviously for some teams it didn't affect them, but I feel like there's some that, dude, it's just so cold and miserable.
Oh, it's brutal.
That it's just like, just get in, get out, get a dub. Yeah, but they were up, I think, 4-0. Bullpen allowed those 2 runs. I take you this, from what I see on the timeline from LSU folks and talking to some of my LSU buddies, their biggest gripe right now is they're leaving guys on.
Yeah,
they're leaving runners in scoring position, which, I mean, I guess situational hitting this time of year is going to be a little bit shaky, a little bit rusty, but Yeah, I mean, it was a lot closer. I mean, dude, I thought that game was close. I thought the Texas game was close. I mean, obviously, it was a one-run game against Dartmouth.
Yeah, and
if y'all noticed the uptick in Ivy Leagues today, if you did not know this, because I didn't know this either, they don't start their season until this weekend. That's why
Ivy and Patriot, they both start a week later.
That's why all of them have not played a game. So didn't hurt. It's not SEC, but it didn't hurt Cornell whooping Duke's ass. Which we might need to have. Duke might suck, Jake. They might suck. I don't know.
I can be honest with you. I follow the Ivy League pretty close, as you can tell.
I like to Ivy League guy.
I like to masquerade as an Ivy Leaguer. Dartmouth won 3 games in 2023. They won 13 last year. For reference, I picked Cornell to finish behind Dartmouth this year. That's how bad Duke baseball is right this
Dartmouth
second.
won 13 total games?
Yeah, and they had a 10 increase. They won 3 total games.
Total games in 2023.
It's a hard place to recruit because it's an Ivy, but it's in the middle of nowhere. So that's really kind of the only benefit to Ivies are in these great places. But, I mean, Rio Riojas, I think he kind of did some really great things. I saw him. I think Tommy Farmer is going to stay in the lineup. I know we talked about that a little bit last week. He's looked really, really good. I know that he actually lost the battle with Easton Whitfield, and then Max Ballou gets sick, slides into the DH role, and it's going to be interesting to see Texas this weekend with everything because they're going to get to actually experiment with some of the stuff in their lineup. Pitching-wise is going to be a little bit more low-key than it was last week. So I think it's a pretty enticing weekend for Texas, but I mean, I think they'll beat the doors off of them tomorrow.
Gig 'em Bart, by the way, we got to highlight this. I got to stop hate watching them at 3-0 when I do. Yeah, it's not working out. Bart, you got to change something. Shout out to Kane, by the way. Went and froze my ass off at the Longhorns game. Let me say A-Rod would have had a 2-homer game today. It was even just a little warmer out. Dude, shout out to you for going. Dude, it was like 38 degrees at that game.
Well, hold on.
I guess it was the same temp where you were. So.
I do have one gripe. And this isn't a shot at Kane just because he was there. Did you see they posted it as like almost 7,000 in attendance? Like,
what did they say? Like announced attendance?
Yeah, like 60. It was like 6,800. Like even Longhorn fans were like, "All right, if we're gonna lie, like at least make it believable."
It's like sometimes you don't have to tweet the attendance.
Rice didn't tweet it. They announced in someone goes, "Oh, are we gonna announce attendance?" And Chuck goes, no.
I'll tell you, man, this is like, I don't remember a start of the season this cold. I really don't.
I remember.
I don't know.
Last year we had a lot of rain early, if you remember correctly.
It's been a cold winter in general. Yeah. There's a groundhog whose ass I'd like to beat. That's for sure. I know that. So
A&M, even I know that a lot of A&M fans came from our power rankings last week. They looked pretty good tonight. I think they would have had 3 or 4 more home runs from when I was watching the game too, that the wind kind of killed it. Cal Poly's not a bad team. Like they're a little bit better than Elon. So good win for them.
Yeah, really good win. Yeah, 6-1, the final there in College Station. Dude, who's your, let me ask you this. I won't ask you the best because that's just, that's an impossible question to answer right now. Like, who's the best ace in the conference? Who's your favorite? Who are the guys you like? You most enjoy watching right now? You're most intrigued by? I tell you, Liam Doyle, man.
Yeah,
he's got some nasty shit. I mean, he's pumping. Also, Liam Doyle, a legend for this reason, if none other alone. And I hope I don't get him in trouble. For those that you obviously don't know this, and that's the funny thing, likes are private, nobody would know. I tweet about Liam Doyle's outing, post a video. He gets pulled after 5 1/3. I look and 2 things happen. Number one, I realize Liam Doyle follows us on Twitter. Shout out, salute. We followed him back. Second, he liked the tweet. The only problem was the game was in the fucking 7th inning. The game wasn't over. And he's liking the tweet. So that was a big league move by him. I respect the hell out of that.
And it was, again, this feels weird talking about all these good majors. Like, Sanford's a really good mid-major. Like, it was going to be a difficult task and definitely a step up from what he had last week. I would say Liam Doyle, obviously Ryan Prager, but you know what you're going to get with him. There's really not a lot of unknown. that Friday night or that Sunday kid for Florida. I forget his name, kind of eludes me right now.
Kapala.
Yeah, I really like him a ton. Zane Adams from Alabama is an underrated guy. Leighton Finley from Georgia is another really, really good one. And then there's obviously some of the unknowns. Like Kentucky has like a 7th-year senior who hasn't pitched in 2 years. Texas has another one. So, I mean, there's a ton of like variety of arms. There's stud freshmen that are sliding in, like Cunningham at Auburn. There's guys who turn down money, like Prager. There's Gackle, who's going to get millions of dollars next time he comes out. I mean, it really is the most balanced, deep conference. Like, you can really kind of pick and choose who you like in it.
And, dude, you didn't even mention Liam Peterson for Florida, who I if the mental side for him is right, that's the big question with him. I mean, the stuff is just it's as good as anybody, man. His stuff
it really is.
His stuff's crazy. His stuff's crazy. So
his stuff's so crazy, you know it's crazy, and it still surprises you when you see it on the timeline. Like, there's a few guys who are like, oh, like Gackle. He's like, okay, yeah, he throws Maverick Rizzi's kind of working his way into that. It's like, okay, you can only throw 100 so many times. But Liam Peterson gets in there and he breaks one off, and it's like, okay, I kind of forget about it.
I'll tell you this, man. I've talked to a couple of my buddies that cover Florida that are super tight with Florida, and they've talked to Florida's pitching coach, and essentially they asked the question, build the perfect pitcher of the guys you have on your staff. Build the perfect pitcher, like this person's fastball, this person's changeup, this person's curveball. Dude, he was telling me for like 4 of the 5 pitches he named, he was like Liam Peterson. Like, they essentially said the perfect pitcher is Liam Peterson. Like, it's just all mental. Like,
I believe it.
Like, they literally have him working with a sports psychologist just to make sure, because I think you saw at times last year he when it went bad, it really snowballed. But dude, the stuff. I mean, dude, Florida's weekend rotation could be one of the best in the country. Like with Liam Peterson, Jake Clemente, Pierce Capala. Dude, that's a hell of a trio. Like,
and then Billy Barlow and Luke.
Billy Barlow is pitching on a Tuesday, bro. Like,
yeah, I mean, people were talking
that
about
dude was in Clemson's weekend rotation at one point.
He'd be in it this year. Like, I mean, you saw who they threw on Sunday.
Yeah.
Everybody was talking about Arkansas, and then everybody was like, "Oh, Arkansas is so good." Like, no one's talking about LSU, and then now everybody's talking about LSU, and then now it's a weird spot because you're kind of trying to predict, how a lineup like Texas or Texas A&M, how they're going to hit against some of these weekend rotations, and then you have those teams that are really balanced, like Georgia, where it's like, okay, they have a Friday guy and a Saturday guy that can hit the ball a little bit. So, I mean, there's a lot of unknowns, like, in a good way in the SEC. Like, there's probably 10 or 12 teams that realistically are going to get those buys.
We say this every year, and obviously we've got some time, Jake, before it gets here. But we've got a good bit of time. We say it every year, but, dude, conference play is just going to be a war. It's going to be a war, dude. Our guy Dave Shoemate, Bama's going to make noise. Let's go.
I'm excited for the Bama boys.
Yeah, I'm pumped for Bama. I like their team. I'd like some more guys to emerge in the lineup. There's not, honestly, right now, like a ton that scares me. But I am curious, again, as it starts to warm up, are there some lineups that surprise a little bit? Because, again, it's not great hitting conditions right now. But that isn't impacting everyone. I mean, Tennessee scored 29 runs in a baseball game. So
it was Hofstra.
I know.
I had a lot of Tennessee fans.
No. That was UNC Asheville. That one was UNC Asheville. Hofstra, they did score tons of runs, though. So, I mean, with Bama, it's just who around Justin LeBron in the lineup steps up. That's going to, like, and is consistent is going to be the big question. But
Jose Torres from Miami, I know he kind of had I think he hit 500 last weekend. If he can kind of continue, obviously he's not going to hit 500 every single weekend, but if he can be a force, is it Will Hodo? Doug Hodo is the guy from Texas. Will Hodo is another guy that I think is going to be pretty good for him.
Yeah.
But the way that they're kind of set up, you kind of feel like they're going to win a lot of these games 5-4, 6-5, and kind of sneak up on people like they did last year. I think that's kind of what Rob Vaughn's almost become famous. I look like I have a perm right now, by the way.
Attaboy. Looking good, man.
But I think that's kind of the Rob Vaughn mentality is, fly under the radar. Like, remember when they went and played South Carolina and stole 2 of 3 from them? Same with Tennessee. And you're like, how the hell did Tennessee lose some of these games? I think that's really what we're going to see from this Rob Vaughn squad is just a very, very under the radar staff. I think that they'll be better in the tournament this year. That was kind of their downfall. I think they ran out of gas a little bit just because they're having to expel so many arms. I think it's set up a little bit better, and it's a little bit deeper this year too.
Yeah. They were. I think they got a point to prove with their last in the tournament. To your point, our guy Cole Thompson says Ryan Prager, the ace of the SEC. Not a bad pick. I mean, he was electric last year. He's off to a good start this year. I want to give a shout out to Mars Jams too. How about Boomer Sooner, man? How about Boomer Sooner? How about Kyson Witherspoon just dealing 12 Ks in 7. I know it's Minnesota and nobody probably thinks much of them, but still, you get off to a good start. The Big Ten actually looks kind of decent. Like Ohio State looked good.
Oh yeah, they won. They won today.
That's what I'm saying. They looked good doing it. I mean,
I should say this: if you beat Minnesota in freezing temperatures, I think they're one of the only teams in the country that play better when it's cold.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Shout out to OU faithful that crashed the D1 baseball stream. By the way, I was looking at Twitter earlier when it was going on, and it was just all Kendall Rogers hate messages of.
Yeah, it was about the stream. It was a tough day for the D1 guys. Tough day. Yeah.
Yeah. It's all in the adjustments, though. It's all in the adjustments.
I mean, yeah. Listen, if you're gonna stream a baseball tournament and people are expecting to jump on and watch a game, you might want to make sure the stream works. No shade, just it's just maybe test it. I don't know.
Yeah, do like a women's basketball game or something.
I mean, try to stream the practice. I don't know. Something.
Well, LSU crashed it last year too, or 2 years ago when they went and played. They crashed the stream, and the Flow sports contract in Arlington's up next year, so D1 should probably figure it out if Arkansas fans are going to get in there.
I mean, I hate to say it, Jake. I was sitting there, I was like, man, at least the Flow baseball stream works.
I could not log into
Flow's, dude. Flow's production, I haven't sat at home and watched it, but when we were there last week,
yeah, it looks.
I saw it on TV. It looks good. I mean, they've got replay and full on. It's a good production quality. I'm like, this is not bad. I mean,
they do pre and post game pretty good too.
Yeah,
it's not terrible. I just couldn't log in today. I was pretty annoyed.
Yeah, that is annoying. Let's see. Yeah, Chinook, good point. 12 Ks is 12 Ks. It don't really matter who the opponent is. That's a really good point. He also says purple phone case for Jake, confirmed LSU fan. Who are you not a fan of at this point, Jake? I think you're a fan of everybody. Everybody thinks you're a fan of everyone. I mean,
I love this. Actually,
we caught you throwing the horns in the vlog. People think he's an A&M fan. Now we got LSU.
Columbia. Can people pretend that I'm an Ivy Leaguer? That's kind of the one that I want to be known
for. You're the Columbia fan.
Yeah. Princeton enjoyer.
All right, should we let Harrison Fant in here?
Oh, Harrison's on?
Oh, no, he's telling me. By the way, the fact he was saying I'm leaving dinner, bro, it's 9:30.
He eats dinner.
This man's going to dinner at 10 o'clock.
Where's he going? Denny's?
I don't know. He's going to Magic City to get the wings.
Cookout.
The lemon pepper. He's getting the lemon pepper. Cade Grantham, how about South Carolina? Yeah, they keep winning. They keep winning. Yeah. The scores aren't anything for the most part. They're not anything crazy. They were down 2-1 in that game. Going to the bottom of the 6th, they get a big grand slam. Really, Jake, next weekend's going to be the test for the Gamecocks. That's going to be, you take nothing away.
Yeah.
But I'd say this about every team. Even if you're Tennessee scoring 29 runs,
get me on in here.
You take it with a grain of salt. What's up? He just put himself in here.
Well, Chris, I'll say this about Milwaukee, and I've kind of been complimentary of some of these mid-majors. Milwaukee's best player transferred to Kentucky and is not starting. So that'll kind of tell you a little bit about where they went from a talent standpoint. They're winning, and you can never really complain about winning. I didn't think SECU was very good today, which, again, it was cold, but only lasted 2 innings, got a little bit of the walk bug. Granted, the bullpen picked him up. It's cold, so I give it a C+, but
listen, they're going to label me as a hater, and that's totally fine. They're already I don't have crazy high expectations for them. I don't think they're going to be great. I could be wrong.
I think they lost the middle of the pack.
I don't think they're going to be great.
I don't even think they're going to be the middle of the pack.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to be about where we think they're going to finish, that lower third. I mean, I think they're going to be like on the bubble fighting for the postseason. That's which is essentially your lower third. Because I think Mizzou is going to finish last. By the way, the Missouri Tigers are tied with Florida A&M 5-5 in the top of the 7th. They are in a battle with what's A&M's mascot? The
Rattlers.
The Rattlers.
FAMU.
By the way, we've now got a 3-2 ball game. I think Aloy went deep for them.
Which Aloy?
Oh, good point. Who is
There's
this?
2.
There we go. We're all set.
Just says Aloha Arlington. Who hit this? They didn't tell me.
Better than watching UC San Diego.
Is it Cuhio?
Arizona.
Cuhio's the shortstop.
Okay, that's the one who hit it. 117 off the bat.
Jesus Christ.
Cuhio.
Do you think exit dealers have gotten out of control?
No, I think they should go up higher.
Bring back the orange stealth.
Muscle.
Bring back the orange stealth.
The Rollins liquid metal plasma.
Bring it all back.
That thing was just a trampoline factory.
Yeah. Why not?
All right, question.
No, I mean, all right, go ahead.
No, different topic.
No, I was just going to say about South Carolina, just in closing. I'm not overreacting to I mean, they're winning. Like Jake said, they're winning. You never complain about winning. Again, they're gonna come at me, think I'm a hater. I'm not going to change my opinion on what I thought they were going to be because they've beaten who they've beaten.
I'm lower on them specifically because Ole Miss has looked so good to open the year. That's
the thing. They haven't looked like and then you lose Eli Jersenbeck for the season. I mean, that's Did
we ever discover what exactly it was though?
They said it was stress fracture. I don't know. I don't know.
I heard it,
but I've heard stuff too. He was also in the doghouse of Maneris. I have no idea.
It wasn't a re-aggravation of his Tommy John, is what I heard too as well. So it's a completely new thing.
Comments.
Yeah. So
hey, I know Chinook's in the chat.
Yeah, 3-2 Kansas State is up on Arkansas. That is in the bottom of the 7th. Hogs are coming to bat. Need to get something going. Got to get something going.
Kansas State's not a deep team either. Like they lost a ton off of last year.
Chris, did our friends over at Chinook comment my annual tradition?
They did not, no. But I did say earlier. I did say earlier that I said, and I quote, Harrison Fant will be late to his own funeral.
I think that's a good thing, actually. It's like escaping death.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to dodge death as long as you can.
A tradition unlike any other.
Noah Sharp, the number of bandits in the SEC is a good time. The JUCO bandits
might have more
in the conference
right here.
They might have more JUCO bandits coming in too. Higher.
The JUCO, we got our own JUCO bandit. Harrison's the JUCO bandit.
Little
JUCO scumbag.
All right.
I'm surprised the dude didn't do steroids. Everybody at JUCO just does steroids.
Dude, this is all natural.
You can do anything.
I got a creatine guy.
I'm just saying you can do anything at JUCO. They don't care.
Actually, you can't, dude. I got random drug tested 4 times.
Dude, when I was in college, JUCO was where you went to just do whatever. Do whatever, man. We were playing. I was seeing JUCOs. The guys they were like 30 at the time. Like you're in college.
Well, did you see that one guy that's like 50 at a JUCO? There's some Hispanic.
I did not see that.
It's like a 40.
Did you see the guy that used to play? He used to play baseball in MLB. Now he's playing quarterback at South Alabama.
Oh yeah,
I think I heard about that.
The guy who was in the
he was throwing dimes, dude.
He was in the Yelich trade.
Was he? Was it because you were late, Harrison? Definitely
testing the always late guy.
Always late guy. No, it's because they knew I was a safe bet.
Yeah, it's funny. So to your point, Harrison, I always got drug tested too for the same reason. I got drug tested like 4 times, and it's because they knew that I wasn't doing anything.
Well, I told him every time. I said I'm going to fail this because I don't have a prescription medication from a doctor. Like completely legal. I said I'm going to fail this, and I made the person feel bad, and I was made him worried. And then I get it, and oh, you failed. And I was like, well, I have Smith documentation. All right, you're good.
Do you have a medical card, a medicinal card, or something?
No,
a medicinal card.
Medicinal.
Jake, Harrison.
What Jake doesn't have is good lighting. That's what Jake does not have.
I had to rush home. I thought this
Dude,
was going to be
listen. I'm just happy he has internet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I am
It's
too.
better. It's better than the globe.
You about late to your own funeral? What about late to your own inauguration?
That was ridiculous. I've gone live there before. That was the craziest part. I didn't understand what the issue was.
Harrison, I'm gonna ask you a question. We'll get to Canes in a second.
All
I'm gonna ask you a question that I asked Jake.
Gotta rep the brand.
Favorite ace in the SEC right now?
Liam Doyle. Was that what kind of question?
That's what Chris said.
I mean,
I'll be different. I'll say
broken.
the fact we have two Liams, by the way, is kind of funny to me. I'll go Liam Peterson. But
He's like that because
Liam
he's
Doyle
matured like 3 years in a summer.
Liam Doyle, I told the story earlier to the audience that, dude, he follows us, which I found out today, which is awesome. I didn't know that. It was just out of nowhere. He follows us.
Liam does not follow me.
He follows the brand, and yeah, it was just funny because I literally posted his highlight talking about how many strikeouts he had. And he's liking the tweet in the games in like the 7th inning. It's not even over yet.
Actually, Liam Doyle does follow me. I got to
very
Liam,
big league move.
No, okay, you want to know why? You want to know why? I was there Saturday for opening weekend in Knoxville, and I was walking through some of the facilities. We were going from the coach's box, like the suite where their offices were on the balcony, and we were going. I was with my buddy Connor down to the MVP lounge right behind home plate, and we walked through, I guess the tunnels, whatever, through the weight room, and Marcus Phillips in there kicking it on the bike after he's done with the start. And he's like, "What's up, Marcus?" And
Game's
like,
not over yet.
And he's like, "Hey, Connor." And he's like, "What's up?" He goes, "What's up?" I'm Marcus. I said, "Harrison, nice to meet you." I shook his hand. I said, "Enjoyed watching you pitch today." So, like, they're getting their work in. I think that might be
I bet you for SEC play that won't happen. I would
flex that he was behind the scenes at Tennessee.
Yeah, that was a very big league brag by Harrison. That was.
I mean, you got to plug it somehow.
That was a flex for sure.
Says the one wearing his credentials still, trying to flex that.
It's Rice.
I thought it was me. I was like, did I do that? Yeah.
And the one not wearing the repping the brand either.
He's got it. Yeah, he's repping.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
It's just very cold.
He's repping his Columbia jacket. He's repping his Columbia jacket.
Yeah, known Ivy.
He's an Ivy leaguer.
Yeah.
Oh, were you part of that Penn pipeline, that Columbia pipeline to A&M?
Yeah, Penn and Columbia. I'm actually the reason why Hensler's at A&M.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Hell of a recruiting.
Dude, I'm watching a 7-0 Arizona San Diego game with 15 hits. The bases loaded the 6th inning.
There are SEC games on here. So.
Well, I mean,
I can't find any.
Well, I mean, listen, it's the you can't watch. I mean, I guess unless you have. I mean, here's the thing: you can't watch the only SEC game still going because
what's on Flow? I have that.
Grow the game. Hey, I mean, listen, I'm a businessman myself, but I say this like
I got Flow.
Man, grow the game, but you got to pay an extra $20 on top of the subscription you already have.
Or just know a guy.
I'm like, bro,
it didn't work for me, by the way, Harrison. It wasn't working for me.
Well, I'm watching right now.
The guy that we know.
All right, I know a different guy.
Let's get to this question from Kane. Can we talk about Texas's strikeout problem? Was evident in Arlington last weekend. Same thing today. That's a problem when not a single pitch from a Dartmouth guy was above 86 miles an hour. Thoughts?
They're not going there to play school.
I think it's the Schloss philosophy of, waiting people out, getting good pitches. And I think that they're just not used to how the strike zone's called yet. A&M struck out a ton the last 2 years too as well. So it's more of a Schloss thing than a Texas thing. They're just getting used to a new philosophy.
What do you think his philosophy is?
It's simply swing at strikes and watch balls.
Well, Jake, you should be a hitting coach.
That is a groundbreaking hitting philosophy. Really, truly.
It's like say, hey, how do you strike guys out? Well, you throw pitches that they swing at and they don't hit.
Yeah, you make batters miss.
Throw strikes, not balls.
That's what he said though. When I talked to Nolan Kane, he said that he goes spit on balls and like they don't really have like a count philosophy, and they don't really see strikeouts as like any less than rolling over. I think it's just obviously the umps in some of these games are a little bit abysmal too. So I think they're just still getting used to counts and stuff like that. I mean, Jason LaVallette, I saw somebody tweeted that he struck out like 80 times last year or something.
I mean, bro, strikeouts are up across baseball. Period.
Yeah.
Like that's
a
baseball
96 to 100 with freaking
unless you're Brady Donay. He's got that new swing working.
Yeah, you can't strike out if you don't play.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm trying not to overreact to just but I love Florida, dude. I love their team.
Air Force is decent. I mean, they're the only team that really blows somebody out today.
Beat Dayton 13-1. I mean, Ole Miss won 8-0.
I'll give you guys
Hunter Elliott fucking shoving
Arkansas.
again.
Have it live.
Pico Con shoving it. That's. I mean, y'all saw the thumbnail, obviously. Dude, the amount of we've just got some really fun pictures this
Chris,
year.
this might be a season to bet the under in the SEC.
I don't know, man. We got some dudes on the bump, man.
No, I'm saying bet the under on Friday nights with the.
Yeah,
I know. That's what I'm saying. Dude, I took the under on Oklahoma, Minnesota. That was a no-brainer. I mean, that was.
Yeah, that I think
easy money.
Yeah, cold plus a Witherspoon twin.
Yeah. Dude,
did you parlay that or straight up?
Dude, I parlayed. And of course the one Arkansas might lose. I had them, and by the way, it's going to the top of the 8th. 3-2.
We need to stay live until they lose.
I'm watching it right now. That ball, that home run he hit was in the first row.
It was a cheap one.
His first row.
Dude, it was a laser, though. It was a laser.
Though. 2 outs.
Dude hit a line drive home run.
Oh, no. He just got thrown out going to third. Oh, my God.
Hell.
Run on first. What a hose.
By the way, Drink Local Beham makes a good point. Auburn did win 11-0 today over Wright State.
Oh, that was the younger Lloyd that hit the home run.
Not the younger one. How do you say his name? The older one.
What he
Hoyway? What?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's a runner first. He smokes one up the middle. Guy goes from first to third and gets absolutely hosed at third to end the inning. You know the rule. Don't make the first or third out at third. I mean, all the money. I mean, he's out by like a step, too. Oh, he actually, did he swim move it?
Hey, shout out Flow Sports with the replays.
Shout out Flow Sports.
Flow, great, yeah. Flow with a great production quality. Harrison, you weren't outside today like at a game, right?
At a game? No, I was outside, though.
It was so cool.
It was
so
okay, Chris.
I think brutal.
I think you're just like too buttered up in the southern.
No, it's cold, brother. It's
I spent 20 months in Connecticut. Like my hands will get cold. That's about it.
Dude, it was make you cuss cold today.
Well, Chris, remember when I go to Run Club on Thursday mornings, and it was 11 degrees on Thursday morning. Actually, we ran at 6 a.m. Just saying.
Well, that's your own personal choice. I didn't make you do that. So
yeah, well,
I mean, nobody made me come to this game either. I'm just saying it was cold. That's it. It's just cold. It just is cold.
Since Chris has a date at 10:30, Jake.
I don't have a date at 10:30. I'm going out on the. I'm exploring Jacksonville.
He's going to the last Hooters.
Taking the tour by
the Hooters are closing down. Yeah, we got to go pay our respects.
Poor little out.
I will say I will admit to the chat. I did text Jake and Chris and say Wright State plus 4.5. I'll admit that.
Yeah, you talked about on the windup. You were like, man, Wright State, good. Which they are not a bad program. But
they're not a bad program.
Auburn whooped them.
But there's no reason Auburn gave us any confidence to.
Ike Irish, big knock today. Big knock.
He's back.
Yeah.
Stops taking out with camels. He starts hitting again. Did you see that? He was in the promo, with a bunch of camels.
I did not see that.
I did see that.
No, but that was earlier. When Chris goes out on his exploration of Jacksonville, we'll call it, whatever helps you sleep at night. Jake and I, if Jake has nothing to do, we could stay on while the Wichita State Shockers play at Hawaii at 11:30.
I mean, dude, y'all can do whatever you want as long as you can end the stream. Then I guess you let yourself in, so you have the ability to.
I have to leave.
Oh, that's right, because I gave you the login. That's right.
Yeah.
I have to leave at 5 a.m. tomorrow to go to Round Rock for that one. So
why 5 a.m.?
I want to see batting practice.
At what time? How far is that from you?
It's about 2.5.
So you're
batting practice. 7
a.m. What? 8 a.m. batting practice?
Yeah, I gotta do research for another show too.
Oh, okay. I gotta be at Tech at noon tomorrow.
You're driving.
How about shout out to Harrison, by the way?
Oh yeah!
Congratulations to Harrison Fant, play-by-play color analyst on the call for the Jackets.
He beat out Jason Veritek.
The only time we'll speak positively about the ACC on this show. How about it? Good on you,
Chris
Good
tweeted,
shit, man.
I guess Georgia Tech just means more now. I was like, dude, I can't retweet that.
Or the one that I said, I'm so happy an esteemed SEC voice is bringing some notoriety to a lesser than program.
I would have said outside the SEC, I would have been like retweet, but I was like, I can't retweet that now. I
can't help myself but bring the sarcasm when it comes to the ACC.
It's every time we do that, it's a subtweet at Micah.
Yeah, but I love it.
I will say Georgia Tech baseball has still not followed me back on Twitter.
Well, maybe that'll change. Maybe they're waiting to see how you do on the call.
Yeah, honestly.
This guy sucks. We're not following him back.
Did you like this one, Harrison?
Thanks, Chinook. What?
Oh, you're not.
This guy acts like I'm going to see this first off. Let alone have the purple phone case, Chris.
Yeah.
We already talked about the purple phone case.
I think he's an LSU fan.
He's an LSU.
He's a closet LSU homer. Yeah,
or TCU. God. I like TCU.
Yeah,
just like rich
is that your fiance's case?
I will say, by the way, I'm a little jealous, Harrison, that we're not, and Jake, that we're not in Arlington because the no rivals swag is.
They went all out.
Yeah,
I mean, I can get some. Do you guys want us to get when we get some?
I don't need any more hats.
Yeah,
man. I got
we
so
need.
many hats. So I'll take it. But
my plug, of which you guys know, like sent me some stuff. It's like what, like picture, like what do you want? I was like, I don't know if I can confidently rock any of these teams that I just have never been to and have no relation to.
I do it all the time. I'm literally doing it right this second.
Yeah, well, that's the difference, Jake. That's the difference.
When are we getting the SECU no rivals hats? That's the real question.
I'm good without an upside down one, to be honest with you.
I mean, dude, it's right here. We got it right here, man. This is actually not no rivals. This is shop code word. So, shop code word. Hey, listen, the upside down thing's it's in right now. It's in. I'm rocking it. We'll look back in 5 years and laugh probably how silly it is, though. You're right.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't care. I don't care.
Tell our grandkids, oh, yeah, that was such a in style when we were there.
You know what? There will be some other stupid thing going on. I mean, there'll be some dumb thing going on.
The Pokes upside down one.
I'm glad I snagged that one. I'm glad I snagged that one. Yeah. I am.
Did y'all snag me any that I was told that you guys would be?
We didn't even have any for Micah. Like, she ran out.
Did you guys not get me a home of college baseball one? Did y'all not? Let me see if I can make sure I can see y'all.
So the Eloy. So get this.
Did y'all not get me this?
No.
I didn't get that either.
I'll get them. You're ridiculous.
By the way, the Eloy brothers went back to back in that game. I forgot to mention.
How about this one?
Back to back homers for the Eloy brothers. That's sick. That's sick.
Did
you see the lavender one? The lavender Kansas State one that they got?
I did. That's crazy. I got that one. The no rivals.
The brown.
Club. Yeah, I got that one.
Yeah. You're talking about this Pokes one. I love how I just had.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I asked y'all who your favorite is. Who do you think is going to end up? You had to just make a guess. Who's going to be the best ace at the end of the season? Is it Liam Doyle? You think so?
Doyle.
Prager.
That's fair.
He was the best ace last year.
That's fair.
I'm gonna go Liam. I'll stick with my Liam Peters.
Did you see this one? The Razorbacks one?
I
don't think really like the line on the bill.
Yeah, I mean it says
just give me a plain bill
circle. What's the other one? I think that's all of it.
They need an Omaha's one.
Yeah, well, they need to get to Omaha first, Jake.
Yeah.
You're lucky they're watching the game. They'll say
the same thing. They'll say the same thing. I guarantee you. I mean, I texted you. I said, "What Arkansas accounts can we tag and stuff?" And you gave me one. I was like, I feel like all right. If there is 732 people watching this, I see, right?
Yeah. Thank you to all of those tuning in, by the way.
Yeah. Shout out to everyone tuning in on your Friday night. I mean, I need to know. Give me the biggest accounts. I've been trying to figure this out for the past couple weeks now. The biggest accounts from your SEC teams, like Twitter, like biggest fan accounts. They're not associated with school, like biggest accounts. I need to know. I'm going to follow all of them right now.
Well, you don't want any recommended from me because the one that I recommended got banned. The Fatty
Wait,
report.
The one you texted me
Andrew
earlier?
Ellis did?
No, the Fatty report, the A&M burner.
Wait, whose burner was that?
I have no idea. I don't know who any of these burners. Chris was the one making friends with all the kids in the burnerverse last week.
Yeah, all right. I need someone give me some
the
in the
burnerverse.
comments. Give me some accounts. Occupy left field. Yep.
Well,
we
that's for
got them.
Texas, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll give you one for Arkansas. Hogs fan page. He used to be fifth quarter Arkansas. That's a good one. Will Carter, I think his name is.
Yeah. If they're
It's
Ozzy
literally-
Maverick, if you're a
Shout
big
out Liam
Arkansas
Doyle
God,
for
fan.
the follow.
Ozzy Maverick.
Shout out Liam
That dude-
Doyle.
That dude is
Hogs what?
that
Fan
dude.
page?
Hogs fan page.
He's a presidential club member.
I don't see is this on Twitter?
Yes. Is
this one
it's
word?
we're just like shouting out random Twitter accounts.
I do not want to get. I do not want to be associated with Ozzy. Chris picked up on the sarcasm, but
I don't know, Harrison. I'll find what I'm talking about. Oh, here we go. At Hog fan page.
Hog
HOG
fan page.
HOG fan page. Yeah. Good
Will
dude.
Carter.
I've collabed with him a couple times. Yeah, good
Hog
stuff.
fan page just got a follow from Fantavious. So
Friday night attendance across the SEC per Duty Noble Field. LSU and let's see how accurate these are.
shout out to
LSU with 10,343. Mississippi State 9,420. Ole Miss 8,882. South Carolina 6,825. Texas 6,307.
there is no way.
Florida 6,204. A&M 4,922. Tennessee 4,721. Auburn 4,380. Vandy 3,306, and Georgia 2,974.
I didn't watch any of the LSU game, but does no one in Louisiana work? Why are 10,000 people free on a Friday afternoon?
Dude, when it comes to the Bayou Bengals, man, they got the day off.
Let's see.
They're
All right,
taking
so
the day off.
Dennis Metters for Arkansas.
Yeah, Dennis is really great.
All right, you can just settle down. Bomb Squad V2. All right.
I think he's at the game though.
All right, well, he's gonna get a follow at the game. So
Beautiful.
Lounge Dog for State. Yep, Chinook, we got that one.
Lounge Dog.
Yeah, Lounge Dogs, dude. Lounge is the man, bro. I'll be linking up with him when we get down to Starkville. That'll be a good time.
When I always think of Lounge Dog, I always refer to. It always makes me think of Robert McVole from Tennessee.
Yeah, stud. Yeah, great legend, man.
Auburn last Friday broke AU attendance record with the new expansion.
They did.
That's kind of surprising, even when they were about to go to Omaha. I've seen
Do
that place,
they
standing only.
count the students that sit out in right center field? Because I know some SEC schools
behind
don't
the
count them.
behind the
Yeah.
wall.
Because
I think they
A&M
have
in
to be in the
Texas, that
gate.
doesn't count. So I don't know. Is that a gate out there?
Has to be in the gates.
I don't know. Guys, looking at tomorrow's schedule, we're about to wrap it up here.
We are.
Everybody plays
Well,
the
Chris
same
is.
teams. Yeah, Chris is. Everybody plays who they played, except we got Bama, NC State, in Jacksonville. That's the 4:00 Eastern game. Bama trying to go to 2-0. State trying to bounce back from losing to Ohio State. And then, how about the opportunity that Oklahoma has playing Oregon State tomorrow at 5:00 Eastern?
You see what Oregon State did to UVA.
Yeah, I know. In Round Rock. And then we also get 7:00 Eastern, 6 Central, Arkansas, TCU. We'll see if Arkansas can come back tonight. Again, they are still down 3-2, bottom of the 8th, 1 out, nobody on. Mizzou also, they've got a different opponent. I'm not sure.
I think it's
who it
Southern.
is. Oh, Alabama State, 3:00 Eastern, Alabama State. And again, Mizzou right now, your update on Mizzou, they are tied. They are tied 5-5. And get this, it's the bottom of the 7th for FAMU. Bases loaded with 1 out. So they look like they might take the lead. Boy, that'd be a tough. Boy, if they don't come out of this weekend with a winning record, all due respect to the teams they're playing.
If they don't,
pretty brutal.
If they don't come out of a winning record, Chris, should there be a petition started?
I agree with you, Jake. They need to go undefeated. I mean, bro, the tournament is them and 7 HBCUs.
All right, Chris. So should there be a petition started for them to go back to the Big 12 if they come out of this losing record?
No, because there's other sports than baseball. But man, they just, dude, it's a hard. It's an impossible job, dude. It's an impossible job. It really is.
Oh, Chris, I do have this stat for you talking about Oregon State TCU. Arkansas TCU. TCU has outscored Arkansas the last 3 times, 50-15.
That doesn't surprise me. Actually, it surprises me more that they have given up that many runs Oh,
Dude,
excuse me.
it'll be important for the Hogs to bounce back too if they lose tonight.
They need it.
Truly.
I think
they need it. They need
I
it.
think
I'm going on ACC Network, Houston, California.
shout out
Little
Houston.
Little Houston
Houston's
Cal.
up 6-2. 6-2, top 6.
Houston is?
Yeah.
That's interesting. They got the crap kicked out of them last Friday by Minnesota.
Yeah, well, that's baseball for you.
I think NC State bounces back and beats Bama. But I think I don't know. It's not very SEC of me.
How dare you? I mean, we kind of need to have a conversation. Harrison, I was mentioning this, and I'll leave you with this.
Mhm.
Duke might suck.
I was going to say.
Dude, they got killed. They were getting no hit into the 7th by Cornell,
really?
playing their first game of the season. That was Cornell's first game of the season.
Jeez.
And they just
Hey,
beat
shout
the
out the
dog
Ivy
shit out of
Leagues.
Duke. I'm like, dude, I picked Duke to go to Omaha. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, how's that looking, Chris?
That's
I mean,
looking terrible.
listen. I read
That's
a
what happens when
stat.
you pick the ACC.
Hey,
Chris. That's what
I read a
happens.
stat that apparently 2021, the year NC State went to Omaha, they started the year 1-8, and then that was the year they got screwed by the NCAA. So, but they went.
Yeah,
I mean,
I had a buddy on that team.
It can still happen.
Devontae Brown, who made that diving, like absolutely insane diving catch in right field.
It is early in the season, but God, Duke looks terrible.
A&M lost to Penn, and they went to Omaha. But granted, Penn ended up making the tournament. So
yeah, Penn was a good team. I know that Penn team you're talking about.
they've aged pretty well.
Yeah. Also, guys, looking
When
way
they
too
stole
far
some
ahead.
players, like they played against them, like, hey, we're gonna take one of these guys.
Looking way too far ahead because the next time we're on Friday Night Spikes, obviously a week from today around this time, next weekend slate is loaded. It's loaded. Dude, you got Florida, Miami, South Carolina, Clemson. Tennessee is in the Astros. The Astros Foundation Classic field is crazy. Like it's crazy.
So deep.
A&M's in it. Tennessee's in it. I think Mississippi State's in it.
You got to bet to get the budget going, Chris. Oklahoma State's in that as well, I think.
Dude, Texas is in that
Rice
that Vegas
Rice is
tournament.
In
Rice is in it.
I want Rice to come back to being a mid-major power.
Dude, LSU's in the Frisco Classic. Like next weekend is a loaded slate.
I will say that LSU one's aging pretty horribly because of how bad Sam Houston is.
Yeah,
they lost
what did
to.
You expect?
I mean, they're like a decent tournament team. They've had a couple guys drafted, but they lost to NJIT tonight. So.
Oh my gosh, not the Titans. This Houston Cal, just to give you an update on this, they only have a high home cam.
That's brutal.
I'm immediately changing the channel.
Shout out Brett Wallace, their hitting coach, Astros legend.
That's tough.
Sure.
Tough. All right, y'all want to keep it going? I got to run. Harrison, you want to man the ship? You good?
I will. Yeah, I'll land this bird.
Just land the bird. It's as simple as clicking a single button.
Yep.
So, again,
I'll land the bird while Chris goes out on a date.
Yeah, we're out on a town. It's not a date, but we are out on the town in Jacksonville. When in Rome. Appreciate you all tuning in. Again, y'all stay tuned in. Obviously, these two dudes are going to carry the ship, which is as they should, because I mean, I was the one that literally drove the boat, landed it, docked it, everything last week. So
and open it up this week with
and I opened it up solo again. So y'all can take it home. Again, if you're in Jacksonville, holler at me, say what's up. We're having a good time. Obviously, going to be at all the games next 2 days, and yeah, try to stay warm out there. It's cold for some reason. So anyway,
you're gonna see BP at noon or 8 a.m. whatever it is.
I am not going to be seeing BP at 8 a.m.
You're not committed like Jake.
I can assure you I will not. I am happy for a 4 p.m. pitch tomorrow. I'll put it that way. I'm happy with that.
I'm also Harrison paranoid they're going to move the games up because of the rain. So I'm gonna be dry scooping some bucked up tomorrow morning.
Wait, aren't they? That's a terrible idea. Aren't they playing in a dome, Jake?
No. What?
No, not at Round Rock.
Oh, Round Rock. I'm just thinking
Round Rock, not at Globe Life.
All
right, boys. All right, y'all be good. I got to run.
Yeah.
Y'all be good.
Yeah.
They did cancel a game in the Globe.
Indoor. I have never seen a game indoors canceled in my life.
I think it was the ice. The ice was getting to them.
Yeah.
Come down to Houston. Come down to Houston next weekend.
Tell Chris to book the flight. I'm there.
Or just drive. Have Chris reimburse you for the gas.
Yeah, and a rental car. I'll get Micah to come pick me up.
That dude's a psycho.
They haven't been good since Max Scherzer towed the bump in Mizzou. That's very true.
They were decent a couple years ago, like when they had Cam Chick, but
Jake, you want to fill in on some SECU softball corresponding?
you're corresponding with softball?
Do you want to be an SECU softball correspondent?
That's okay.
That might be in the works for 2026. I'll put that on the idea deck.
If I ever do softball, just no. I do not enjoy softball. The thing I don't like about it is I don't like the slap hitting. I want to see him bang it. That's
Look at that. Shout out Hog fan page. Follow on his back. There we go. You said he's at the game. Speaking of the game, put the game back on. I don't want to see your face.
Thank you for that, by the way.
I'm just kidding. It is 3-2 going into the bottom of the 8th. Kansas State come up to bat. Jake, trivia for you. Who is the player that used to be at Texas that's at Kansas State now that is absolutely balling to start the season?
D. Kennedy.
There we go. Yeah, he's having a good start to the season.
He started at second base for him last year. Evan Mendoza, they recruited behind him.
Here we go. Yeah, he's having a good start to the season for sure. And that's the thing I find, like, I don't want to say annoying, but just like tedious and honestly kind of frustrating. It's just trying to keep up with all the transfer portal stuff.
Well, he transferred the opposite way, where they kind of didn't want him back.
Well, I know, but he's still transferring. You know what I mean, though. But like, it's just annoying.
I heard. Okay, I do have one beef with Arkansas. Everybody was so high on Nolan Souza. He's about to break out. I don't think he has a hit on the year. I think he's like over 12.
Different kind of category of player, but Ike Irish started 1 for 11.
Ike Irish has proved that he can
I
hit
know.
the SEC.
That's why I said different caliber of player.
Ike Irish also had a walk-off.
No, I know that was the midweek.
The coming out party of Ike Irish. Did you see that picture of Jace Lavalette? Harrison? Here, I'll send it to you and you can bring it up on the screen.
Yeah.
Text or Twitter?
Text. I'm using my Sony camera, so that's why, like, if I'm looking down, I'm looking at the screen where the game is instead of looking up at the camera.
All right, I just sent it.
Will McIntyre, the guy who it seems like has been in college for 7 years now, toes the rubber for the Arkansas Razorbacks.
A&M, if there's any A&M fans that just moved up the game to noon tomorrow, I would be shocked if they get that in.
All right. I'll show this. This is funny.
Can you?
Lord Tubington.
Well, here, pull it up in the.
Can I throw it up? Yeah.
Yeah, just share your screen.
No, that's dangerous.
Jesus.
Let me see. Yeah, I'll pull it up here. Hold on. I gotta make sure I do this correctly. Present. You need an extra camera? Oh, look at that. Oh, let's do a window.
Because you got to see like the whole picture of it.
No, it's very funny.
Shout out Aggie Edits 12.
For
that one. I did get called out.
Why did you get called out for that?
Someone said I stole the content, and I was like, okay, shout out. Duckham Don.
You didn't CC him. You didn't credit him. What do you expect? All right. Here we go. Select the tab to share. That's the tab. Oh, there we go. All right. Let's see. Can you tell me if you can see this?
Yes. The best part is that the mouth is dirty.
Is it really?
Yeah, look. See?
It's from the breathing. Jace, we mean this with love, but you're gonna come hang out with us for a little bit. We gotta get one first week at SEC play. We gotta get Jace to come on post game.
You're the one that knows him. Not me. I don't know.
Speaking of Chris Burke, college baseball analyst Chris Burke just liked my tweet about calling Georgia Tech baseball Saturday and Sunday.
You mean Astros legend Chris Burke?
I mean Tennessee legend Chris Burke.
That was actually He's actually the reason that I'm into baseball. Fun fact. I was at the
Really?
game that when he beat the Braves with the 18 innings. I'm sure you remember that very well.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, that was where I fell in love for baseball. Was right then and there.
Really?
If Chris Burke, check swings, and I might be doing hockey.
Shout out Chris Burke. Yeah, he's a good guy. I remember when we talked to him in Omaha. All right, Jace, you can hang out later.
I can be honest. I've met Morgan Wallen. I've met Ron DeSantis.
When did you meet Morgan Wallen?
He was in the press box in Omaha.
When? He wasn't in the press box.
He was coming out of the bathroom when I was coming out, so I said what's up to him.
So you should rephrase that. I met Morgan Wallen in the bathroom.
He did not wash his hands, by the way. But Chris Burke's the only one that I actually got a little bit starstruck from.
Well, see, okay, that's the thing. Like, not to be egotistical, but like, I haven't gotten starstruck. Even when we were in Omaha. Like, I mean, I talked to Carl Ravitch, Kyle Peterson, Eduardo. I talked to Eduardo Perez for like 15 minutes. Like, never got starstruck. I just was like, all right, like these guys, like I know who they are versus their resume, but like I never got starstruck.
Well, they're unemployed right now.
Well, no, that's after 2025.
Oh, that's
2026.
When Livy Dunn came with Paul Skeens, they were on the field. I got pretty starstruck then.
For Livy?
Yeah. Well, mostly for Paul, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the most famous person I've been in the room with. I mean, actually, I have seen Donald Trump at Atlanta Braves game, World Series game 1. No, game 3, because that was the first home game for the Braves. I was over with his Secret Service outside the suites, talking with one of our security guys, and he came out and looked out the window. And he was just sitting there doing the chop. That was a cool moment, Just I think being in a room with any president, like you don't see him face to face, is a cool kind of thing. But I mean, I could just go through a list of like ESPN analysts and whatnot, but like I don't think that's that fun.
Yeah, Gary Streisey.
Gary Streisey, I could call him.
Yeah, you should get Gary on.
Gary's probably asleep. Well,
he's doing the 5 a.m. tomorrow, right?
Well, no, it's Saturday. He had a whole show. I think it's this week, yeah, where he was solo.
So he was like Chris last week in Friday Night Spikes.
Yeah, but he was actually doing, something that has a lot more viewers and had a lot more money behind. No, but he crushed it. I mean, he had Seth Greenberg do top plays with him. But let's see. Anything in the comments? He was at the national championship game.
What'd you think of Gackle today? Gabe Gackle.
Didn't he get like hit a little bit? I'm trying to think. See if I can find his stat line. Let's see. I might get us some Globe Life merch. Let's see. Might be able to snag a home of college baseball. We'll see. Would you like a home of college baseball hat, Jake?
I want one of those. If you're talking to Lauren, I want one of those lavender Kansas State ones.
Lavender Kansas State.
Yeah, did you not see it?
I did not. I did not, but it is middle of the 9th. Going to the bottom of the 9th now. Arkansas, one last chance. Down 3-2. Let's see who's up in the lineup. I don't know who's up. I don't know who's up. We'll see who's coming up, though.
Hopefully, we're going to stay on until the Arkansas. We're going to try and get some of the Arkansas people. We need to quote tweet it.
What?
Say, we need some of the.
To have them come on? I mean, let's see who I know that, not as a flex, but like, who, I'm trying to think who I could see if he wants to jump on. I don't know. Do you think Tennessee's out right now, hanging out?
Yeah, sure. We can try it. We can get Luke Hill sometime. Yeah, I guess I did miss Auburn blowing him out. Good for Auburn. Because Wright State's decent.
Yeah.
I saw Bub Terrell had that big home run.
All right, we'll see. I just texted a Tennessee player. We'll see what happens. You know who I should reach out to?
Who?
Let's see if Liam Doyle wants to come on.
You gonna DM him?
What's the worst he could say? No.
Fuck off.
All right, come on.
Auburn. Yeah, Bob Terrell had the big home run. I think that's a pretty good one. I think it's his first one. Let me see what else. Ike Irish had he's back a little bit. A&M, I think Chris and I already talked about A&M. Missouri. Did Missouri end up pulling it out?
I don't have Warren Nolan
up. We can start at the top if you want to run through them.
Yeah. I want to watch this Arkansas bomb in the 9th, though, too. It's still in commercial break, though.
Let me see. I'm scrolling through D1.
Well, I'm going to, boycott and use a site that's actually been reliable today.
Oklahoma beating Minnesota 3-2.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, Witherspoon looked pretty good.
I thought a lot of his strikeouts were on the fastball, which I don't want to say says much, but if it's working, then why go to the off speed if your fastball is,
I think it's got some 2-seam run to it. That's what I heard.
Some of them did, some of them didn't.
Yeah.
No, but to only be able to put a couple runs on, on a Minnesota team as an SEC club, does that not worry you a little bit?
I mean, it's Minnesota. It's cold.
It's still. Let's see. All right.
I'm just pulling up the stats. I mean, I think OU has a really underrated lineup. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more from them, just because, I think it was Aria.
Bottom of the 9th. Dang, that just jumped. 2 outs. Arkansas down 3-2 with a runner in first. Go ahead.
I mean, only had 5 hits. No one had multi-hits.
Do you think the pitching's been ahead of the hitting, or the hitting's been ahead of the pitching?
I think the pitching's been ahead of the hitting.
I'd agree.
Clearly.
And a ground ball to third in sitting. Kansas State has beat the Arkansas Razorbacks, the number 5 team in the country. 3-2.
Wow.
Big win for Kansas State Ball Club.
Wow.
I mean, I want to say it says more about Kansas State, Jake, than it does about Arkansas. I think because we knew the struggles. No, but we knew the struggles we were going to get with Arkansas. Especially I think the inconsistencies of the offense to begin the year. I mean, they had 7 hits.
I mean, okay, I will say this. It is one game, so take it with a little bit of grain of salt. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I'll pull up their stats because I pulled it. I assume Souza went hitless today again. He started slow last year and found himself out of the lineup. I know a lot of Arkansas fans were like, "Oh, he's the best player. He's the best player." I mean, I don't. Did they move Pepe to the outfield? I think Cosell. That's his name, by the way, Rocco Pepe. Oh, I pulled up the wrong score.
I just saw your text.
Oh. They're going to have to figure something out because this is not a quality Kansas State team. It was not.
You don't think so?
No, they lost it. I think they lost 8 of their 9 players from last year.
Their starters. I will say I'm watching Pepperdine UC San Diego, and it's not bad. Good quality production. Shout out to West Coast Baseball. It's 6-0 now.
Here, it's pulling up the Arkansas stuff. Yeah, I mean, Gackle lost, first loss of the season.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm not a big, and you and I have probably talked about this before, but for everyone else listening, I'm not a big, record. I think the record for pitchers is kind of an outdated stat, to be honest with you.
A little bit, yes and no.
Because think about it.
For wins, but not for losses.
I think it's outdated in general. I mean, talk about it. There was the year, I think it was 2022, or around that time when Jacob deGrom, if he would have had 1 more run per game of run support, he would have had 7 more wins.
So
it's ridiculous stat.
Nolan Souza batted 8th tonight after starting the year in the 4-hole, I believe. Don't quote me on that, Arkansas fans. He went 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts.
Quote him. I'll back you up.
Camden Cosell pinch hit for Rocco Pepe. What are the odds Camden Cozell starts at second? Because he played game 2 last week and had 2 hits for him. Again, we don't see spring stuff. We don't see fall stuff. But I wonder why Camden Cozell isn't starting. I get that he didn't have a very good fall or a very good spring. But, like, I think the talent's – like, he started at Vanderbilt last year.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I was wondering that. I thought he was going to be kind of an impact transfer. I thought it would be a good reset for him. And – I don't know. I noticed that too. I was like, maybe this is a good spot for him to be in, different program, different philosophy.
Dude, Arkansas is a tough place to try and get your health right, though, like mentally, because it's just so cutthroat in a good way. Like, you got to be a dude to play at Arkansas. But Irondale went 1 for 3, only had that 1 double in the first, walked.
Brent Irondale's been their guy. He's been their offense.
Hey, Aussie.
Oi, oi, oi.
Yeah, I like Aloy. I like K Aloy.
See, Jake, this is what I was talking about.
Could you
imagine?
That's the only reason CeCe's in the Hall of Fame. Is because he had a good offense.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. Like, you could, let's say, Hagen Smith plays against, Paul Skeens, and Skeen throws, 8 shutout innings. Dylan Cruz has someone has a sac fly. Dylan Cruz scores right in the 8th or 9th. Hagen Smith gives up, let's say the 7th. Hagen Smith gives up 1 run, 10 Ks. He gets the loss still. I think it's completely fabricated. It's a dumb stat.
Yeah, like there was that game last year where Hagen Smith, I think it was like.
It's just an elitist stat.
17 of 18 hitters were a strikeout, and he had a no decision.
No, you know what game that was? That was in Globe Life against Oregon State.
I was there for that.
They went in extra innings. I watched that. It was like 13 innings or something.
Yeah, and someone for Oregon State hit a home run. I forget who it was.
It wasn't. Who was it?
It wasn't. But it was I think it was Trent Caraway.
I was thinking Caraway too.
Which I'm excited to go see. I am really, really excited to see Oregon State OU. No,
I mean, I think. So, okay, my mention's been blown up about this too on Twitter, as I commented on something, of course, about it. Do you think that, I know it's not SEC, but do you think Oregon State is disrespected in college baseball?
So, I said this about A&M to Chris, and I didn't think it fit at the time, but now I kind of think it's like, or I feel like everybody in media treats Oregon State like their mom died. And they're getting invited to the birthday party. Like no one really like cared about Oregon State. No one really talked about Oregon State. Like they were their own separate thing out in the West. And then now that they're conferenceless, we're all kind of like forced to talk about them. I get that they're good. I get that they have a lot of MLB talent, but like, do you really hold them in the same breath as Tennessee, LSU, Florida this season?
No. Tennessee, LSU, no.
Or Virginia, not to be, so since we're SEC biased, Virginia, Florida, like realistically, like where is this team going to be?
So that's the thing. I talked to Chris about this. When we did our Omaha 8, right, we had, I had Oregon as my number 9th team. I really wanted to put them in because I do believe there's going to be a West Coast regional minimum.
Well, they always rig it for a West Coast team to get in there.
Well,
like
I wouldn't say rig it, but I think they always kind of
like
structure it because it makes sense to, right? And especially with Stanford not being good recently, but I think
they're going to be good this year. They're
good
good this year.
I haven't done any research on Stanford, and I don't know. They're one of those middle ACC teams that like I feel like a lot of people are high on. Similar to Duke now, everyone's kind of like.
I think they're like top of that second tier in the ACC.
Yeah,
kind of
higher
like
on Louisville.
Kind of like a Texas and like the SEC where Texas, Mississippi State, Kentucky, where you're like, okay, one of these teams is going to host a regional. You just don't know which one of these are going to be the last spot. That's kind of how I feel about Stanford, Louisville.
Okay, but no, to finish my thought is there's going to be a West Coast regional, right? And right now either it's going to be Oregon or Oregon State, it feels like. I think Oregon's pitching is a little bit better, and I just don't feel like Oregon State, they don't have that guy, they don't have, that huge, massive prospect, right? And they just
they have Gavin Turley.
Yeah, but I mean, not compared to what
And
they had
Arquette,
last
I
year.
think Arquette's a first rounder. I think that's his
Okay.
name. I mean, he's not Bazzana.
Yeah, he's not Bazzana, but like I mean, they have Avia?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is
How
it
do you, I
Arquette?
can't. I can't remember. Avia,
I think they have a
Arvet?
decent
Is that-
staff. I think too. From what
Yeah,
Mark
but it's
told
nothing
me.
that like blows you away. It's like, oh, like top 5 team. They're just going to be something on the West Coast, right? But like,
I mean, they
I
did just
think-
beat Virginia today, and Virginia's.
Oh no, yes, I'm saying before today, but like that
Yeah.
win versus Virginia, I think RPI wise goes a long way, but also I think statement around the country goes a long way because it's one of those things. The majority of I'd say baseball fans are East Coast.
Yeah, we don't watch Oregon State.
Well, East Coast and like Bible Belt, right?
Yeah.
And then there's California. I mean, not as much
Even
as it used to
then.
be, but yeah. But it's one of those. I mean, they won that championship. Sorry, or Arkansas fans, but they won that championship in 2018. It seems like so long ago, but like they have been like a dominant, force in college baseball for it feels like 15 years now. They're always in the mix.
Rice just went into extras.
Yeah, you glad you left?
Yeah, I'm glad we didn't do it at 10. Yeah, USC didn't really impress me a ton today. I don't know what I expected. I had very low expectations for them, and even then they didn't meet them. Yeah, I'm interested. I will say this. I'm sure you saw Micah's pictures that he's been posting the past few days and stuff. He had a picture of Henry Ford where it was just like, dude, this dude looks miserable. Let me see if I can find it. I'll text it to you.
Yeah, send it to me.
Okay, I just texted it to you if you want to bring it up on the screen.
Yeah, let me pull it up. I'll share it. Oh, the picture you're saying?
Yes. Do you want me to send it via Twitter DMs?
No, I have it. I'm just trying to think how to.
You shared a picture earlier.
Well, I shared a tweet because I shared it as a tab. All right, we're just gonna share the entire screen. This is I don't like doing this. I mean, I don't have anything.
Like, see if you can zoom in on his face a little bit. Like, look at how miserable he looks.
Like cold?
Yeah, like his whole face is red. Like, again, I feel like a lot of these, I'm not going to say these cold games don't matter, because they do matter when you check these box scores. I don't, it's weird. I feel like every team that wins, that wins close, like LSU, A&M last week, where it's like, okay, it's cold, like we'll give them a little bit of a pass. And then every team that loses, it's like, okay, it's cold, like we'll give them a pass. That's how I feel about Virginia.
I don't know why he's still on the screen. Hold on. Ooh, that's scary. There we go. I mean, I think because Chris and I talked about it, and we both agreed that Virginia was the SEC team, the team that would give the SEC a run for their money for the national championship this year. But
I think it's Florida State with Jamie Arnold.
That was my second choice, but like I just think that from all my research and whatnot that I've seen, and I just thought that Virginia is too deep on both sides. Like I think they have a better rotation than Florida State. I think the top arm of Jamie Arnold is better, obviously.
Here's your question.
Mm-hmm.
A&M, Arkansas, LSU, Tennessee, Florida, Virginia, Florida State, UNC. That's like everybody's kind of consensus top 8, wouldn't you say?
Same again. So A&M, Tennessee, LSU, UVA, Arkansas, Florida State, UNC.
Yeah. LSU.
Yes, LSU. Yeah, I would say it's consensus top 8.
One of those is going to get bounced in a regional that they host. Who do you think it is?
Arkansas. I'm sorry. It's just it's happened before, and they have, I think, the worst lineup. Like production, not like players, but like just production.
Yeah, it feels weird because it's a deep lineup. Like
it's deeper,
like they're not tier 2. Like they have a better lineup than like Mississippi State. But yeah, I see what you're saying. It's not comparable to A&M or Tennessee's.
Yeah, and the thing is with Tennessee is I went and saw in person and saw so many freshmen play because they were up so big on Hofstra. Hofstra kind of some interesting uniforms. I like the style, but not the all blue. Side note. But they had 18 newcomers come in, right? They had the top 3 newcomer class in the 2020 for the 2025 season. LSU the number 1, I believe. I think Tennessee might have been 2, if not 3. But besides the point.
Last year?
No, coming in for this season. So 2024 fall, 2025 spring.
A&M. I think it's A&M, Tennessee.
A&M might have 2 or 3, but no, LSU the consensus, not consensus. Sorry, the number 1 according to whatever I was looking at.
Talent.
Yeah, newcomer class for 2025 spring.
Oh no, that's not A&M. A&M
Yeah.
returned a ton. Texas had a pretty good class coming in.
Yeah, but okay. But besides the point, so like Tennessee had top 3, right? Top 5 at least, and the amount of freshmen that got to play for Tennessee in that game, the series that I watched against Hofstra, the opening weekend, the freshmen just looked like they took the opportunity and ran with it.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and I'll highlight it. And I highlighted it before on Twitter when I posted a segment from our show. Levi Clark, he actually is from my area. He went to the high school I went to. And he, in his first collegiate start, Jake, he went 3 for 4 with a triple shy the cycle and a home run that he absolutely nuked. It was a no-doubter. We were right behind home plate when it happened. And it was a nuke. And
here's why I think
they don't look like freshmen. They look like they're sophomore. They're so mature and just
like Gavin last year. Gavin Grahovic.
They don't
Adrian Rodriguez at Texas.
Yeah. Ooh, UC San Diego just hit a 3-run shot to make it 10-0.
I'll read Arkansas's pitching rotation, and you tell me. Again, they lost tonight, but you're gonna have Gackle, Root, and then either Wood or Beetle Cheese. Will McIntyre, Dylan Clark, and then Bybee, Jimenez, and McGuire, which if Jimenez can work himself back, he was supposed to be the Oregon State Friday night guy.
Mm-hmm.
Back in Christian Fouch, Carson Wiggins, and then either Gage Wood or Beetle Cheese in the back end of that one. Parker Coyle, Colin Fisher, and Cole Gibbler as lefty options. Like, I don't know how you beat that in a weekend series, which again, this was the easy one for Arkansas.
You score 5 runs.
This was the easy one for Arkansas tonight. So,
yeah, I mean, because what they have, I project Chris and I both had them going 1-2, I think, or 2-1.
I had them at 3-0. Well, I had them at 2-1. I had TCU beating them tomorrow.
I think I had them at 2-1. Then maybe.
I think Michigan just had a good weekend. I don't think that they're actually like that good of a team.
So does that say more about Michigan or Virginia that opening day?
Michigan. I think Michigan just had a really good weekend.
Okay.
Virginia and Oklahoma State, I feel like they go and play these tough tournaments, and then they challenge themselves, and it pays off in the long run. But it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, Auburn did. I really like Auburn. I think that they have a tremendous balance of guys that have been around the program, like Cooper McMurray, Ike Irish.
Yep.
Freshmen that came in, and they're going to have that Friday night guy as a freshman. Sam Dutton, an SEC washout from LSU. Like, they have a good mix of hungry guys, and Butch Thompson's taken way less talented teams to Omaha. Like, they are going to be a tough out, I think, in the tournament. Like,
yeah, I think so too. It's just about
they're going to go to Georgia Tech and beat Georgia Tech. That's what's going to happen.
You think Tech's hosting a regional?
Yeah, I mean, Tech's good, dude.
I think Tech's going to be pretty good. I mean, they're going to swing it for sure. I just think can the arms hold up? And I mean, it's one of those things. It's hard to really tell and get a good grasp on things, Jake, until SEC and ACC play start.
Or until they get exposed against a quality team, like we saw with Arkansas tonight.
Yes.
Ole Miss. Like, I feel good about the teams that played Arlington, about kind of where they're at. I mean, obviously shit's going to change, but I mean, like Tennessee, LSU. I mean, LSU's realistically going to be 20-0, and we still will have no idea if they're good or not.
So, well, that's the problem we've had with South Carolina in previous years. They've been like, 18-2, like 16-4, and then they get to SEC play. They have like, I'd say like a middle tier SEC team or bottom tier. They go the first 2 weekends do well, and then they have a tough stretch of 3 or 4, middle to upper tier SEC teams, and it's like they end up 15-15 in conference.
I mean, I don't know if it was a product of the last coaching, but they were terrible on the road. I felt like Like they'd go and like they lost to Bama on the road. Like even when they like
Tennessee lost to Bama on the road too.
Yeah, I remember that because they beat them Friday night, and then everybody's like, "Oh, fold the tent," and then Tennessee lost the next two. But they're just not good on the road. I think that they got to figure that out, and I think that that's what Pulmonari's got to get them kind of bought into. I will say this: they bunt a lot more than they have in years past, and if you can get bunts down, that really never slumps. I feel like that was their issue last few years. They just didn't have any good two-strike hitting. So I don't really know.
And that's the thing. You really need to be like a top tier elite team in the SEC. You have to have, drive those guys in with 2 outs.
Yeah.
2 strikes.
Which that's kind of been what Texas's issue, I think, was today. That is the one thing. I don't think Texas Tech's very good, so that's wrong.
No, Georgia Tech. Dummy.
That is the one thing that you always kind of be susceptible to. And I know Aria Gerson talked about it ad nauseum last year about Vandy, about, good SEC teams hit home runs. I don't think Texas has that many home run hitters outside of Max Ballou.
Well, you think about it, I mean, LSU too, like opening weekend, they had 4 home runs and they put up, 50 runs, it felt like.
And again, how did Kansas State beat TCU? I mean, or how did Kansas State beat Arkansas? They had a cheap 3-run home run, and Arkansas couldn't get back. Like, when you
that's
get
the thing. Like, one swing of the bat can change so much, and Arkansas just doesn't have that.
Yeah, but that's the thing about it is when they get into these, Liam Peterson, Gabe Gackle, Ryan Prager, like you're not going to string together 2 or 3 hits in a row. Like it's going to be extremely like they're going to have off nights, obviously, but that's going to be interesting to see. Is can they hit the long ball outside of Max Ballou? I know Adrian Rodriguez can hit it, but that's the thing is you don't know how that's going to end up.
I'm going to pull up Arkansas's baseball schedule from last year, and we're going to look at how many 1-run games they lost.
They lost a ton.
Exactly.
They had a pretty good Jacksonville, so hopefully Alabama doesn't have a good one.
Let's see. Well, it's just like because I mean. I'm on color analyst tomorrow and Sunday for Georgia Tech versus Marshall. Marshall lost probably, I think, 20 or is it 18 or 21 run ball games last year.
Yeah, I saw their coach was complaining about Eva Shield Canes today, like the day of a game. I thought that was pretty funny.
Was he, Greg? Oh, I'm drawing a blank.
Let me see, what's his name?
It starts with a B. Greg Beals.
Yeah, he was complaining about Evo Shield Canes.
All right, so 2024 Arkansas, they lost 6-5. Let's just go through the losses. So 7-3 to JMU, 2-1 to Oklahoma State.
Who? Marshall?
This is Arkansas 2024. So they went 44-16. How many of their losses were 1-run games? So Oklahoma State and Globe Life. Yep, 2-1. They lost to Auburn 8-6. They lost to Alabama 4-3. They lost them 5-0 as well. At South Carolina 6-3. Florida 9-5. Lost Kentucky. Yeah, Kentucky blew them. They won 10-3, then lost 11-3, then lost 7-4.
Yeah, because that was kind of them and Tennessee were the coming out party for Kentucky.
Yep. They lost to Mississippi State 8-5. They lost to A&M 1-0. Then beat them 6-3. Then they lost 14-4. Yeah, they lost to South Carolina 6-5. They lost to Kentucky 9-6. They lost to Kansas State 7-6. And lost to SEMO 6-3. So like their losses, I'd say 80% of them are 2 runs or less.
Yeah. So
they had big games in which they won, but like once they got the conference play, I mean they did put up some games when they had 7, 8, 9 runs, but it just as good as they were at 44-16, it still felt like they lost a lot of 1-run games. Is what I'm trying to say.
I mean, they're going to have to figure out the bats. And I don't know what's changed in their hitting philosophy because they used to absolutely tear the cover off the ball, like Heston Kjerstad, Dom Fletcher.
Andrew Benintendi. Didn't he win Golden Spikes?
Yeah. It was a good Arkansas team.
Could you imagine, you have Andrew Benintendi winning Golden Spikes and then you have Kevin Kopps, a reliever, winning Golden Spikes?
They're going to need – I mean, granted, Josh Holiday told us this last week. It is one game. Like, everybody kind of needs to chill out.
Yep.
But I mean, it's been tough sledding now, back-to-back tackle starts.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump off Arkansas. I know they probably love us to chat and much about them, but I want to go to this direction because I still haven't gotten an answer to this. I'm waiting to hear back still. I'm going to hit up my connection at Auburn. So Cade Fisher transferred, this from Florida to Auburn.
Velo's way down.
He had a really good freshman year at Florida. Struggled, sophomore year. I guess you could say a sophomore slump, but freshman year he was, got a lot of quality innings in the College World Series. His velo has been down like 5-6 miles an hour, and I don't understand what it is. What do you think it is?
I mean, I don't want to say injury just because that's speculative, but maybe they've worked on something with his mechanics where he's throwing it more accurate at 80 to 90%, as opposed to just running it up there every weekend.
What are the legal ramifications of running a play from Twitter?
I mean, you can run it as long as it's not on YouTube. Someone has to go in and physically flag it
on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm gonna pull this up on Twitter.
I mean, it might buffer though. It might buffer, but what do you want to see? Which play?
Just Cade Fisher pitching, so people know what we're talking about.
I mean, I don't know if there's any highlights from him pitching.
That says a lot. I mean, because you remember freshman year, dang, this kid's good. I mean,
let me see.
Let's see. Because it's a weird thing that
he doesn't pitch this weekend either. He's out.
Yeah, and I'm trying to find something from opening weekend.
Remember he had that weird thing in the dugout last year?
What?
Cade Fisher? Oh, wait, no, that was Cags. That was Cags, and Cade Fisher came in relief.
I mean, I got a video that I posted from last year of him.
Auburn fans, does Cade Fisher still exist?
Here's a center.
Back.
Here we go.
Some tightness. Back tightness.
All right. Oh, for Cade.
All right, there you go. MLB Draft Insider. Cade Fisher sat at just 86 on Friday night, but he got the job done. 3 1/3 no-hit innings. Auburn really needed a starting rotation of Fisher, Dutton, and Chatterton to crush this season if they want to return to the tournament. 30 pitches on his fastball. Average velo was 86.
I got a video for you whenever you're ready.
Yeah, slider threw 11 times, 72 velo with a spin rate of 2,200 RPMs. Less than his fastball. That's weird. 5 changeups, 3 cutters at 80 and 83. So interesting. Yeah, if you want to run the video.
All right. So this is from last week against Holy Cross.
Yeah, that's 86.
It was 88, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't look different.
No, and it kind of sneaks by the batter too.
And if anything, maybe he lowered his arm slot.
His back looks stiff. I mean, he had back soreness, is what they released it as.
I mean, I think I'm not gonna go through mechanical aspects because obviously he throws harder than he's thrown harder than I do. He's thrown 90s.
A little bit.
I mean, that is a premier position as a pitcher. The hip to shoulder separation at front foot strike, his hands up, his hand and ball above the elbow. He's getting a lot of triple extension of the foot, knee and the hip. It looks like a little bit lower of an arm slot, but it's kind of riding still.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to need him to come back. I don't know who. Let me see who they announced as the third starter.
So, I mean, apparently he's at 86, 88.
Let me see. There's a whole lot of highlights when you score 11 runs.
Yeah, I mean,
Dutton pitched really good for him today. Again, I think that's
Auburn too. Auburn lost 9 1-run. Auburn had 9 1-run losses last year.
They really did. I thought they were a team
they were dealing with a lot of injuries too last year.
Yeah, and they hit Stanfield quit.
And then 3 2-run losses. I mean, that's the biggest thing is I think the difference between, and Jake, I think you'll attest to this as well, is middle of the pack SEC teams. We're going to use the SEC as an example for the entire landscape of college baseball, right? Obviously, because we're an SEC channel, but I think the SEC represents the majority of the power,
It's a microcosm of college baseball in a way.
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's average teams that are the bottom of the SEC that are, average with the rest of the league. And then there's, middle of the pack teams that are just like middle of the pack teams around the league. And then there's top of the SEC that's the top 3 or 4 or 5 teams are, top 15, top 10 in the country. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But where was I going with this? Oh yeah. If you lose, 1-run ball games, like the difference between winning and losing 1-run ball games is middle of the pack at SEC and top 5, top 4 in the SEC. Right. Because like those SEC teams that win, let's say 1 out of 3 games is a 1-run ball game each weekend, and you win that. Think about how that's 5, 6 extra wins.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Someone agrees, but yeah, I mean, like that goes a long way for a season because that's the difference between 15 and 15 and.
Yeah, I mean,
18 and 13.
The Arkansas series, I think that they had the winning run at the plate in 2 of the 3 games. The A&M series, they had winning run at 2 or 3 of the games. LSU, I think that they were in those games. Auburn's going with everybody's favorite TBA tomorrow.
Yeah, TBA is a popular Sunday starter in the league this season so far.
He's going on Saturday. They don't want to speak Chatterton out. I don't know who that is in the.
Shout out Danny_Big Mac 13.
What's he saying?
He just followed me. I don't know. Talk and cover OU/SEC for franchise OK Oklahoma. Baseball.
They had a good day. They had a good day today. They got a little bit out of their routine. They played a team that loves to play in the cold weather. The Witherspoon kid threw. Mm-hmm. Wiltz had a hit. What about Colby Branch's brother being the starting second baseman for Oklahoma? So
dude, he had a day.
Colby or his brother?
Colby.
Yeah, dude, he did.
Did you see the play he made? Glove side, slide, turns, throwing about 4 inches off the bottom of the ground. I'm going to show that, actually. I want to show that. We need.
So you know how they have the home run celebration?
Yeah.
We need a, good play in the field celebration. Like when they come off the field, like they throw a helmet on them.
It's one of those things that makes like a third out, though, is the problem. Yeah. Oh, here it is. In this, I'm going to pull it up on, this will be easier. Yeah, this is filthy. Dude, like this is one of my favorite plays I've seen so far this season. All right, here we go. I don't want to spoil it. All right. Jake, watch this.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, I think we were talking about.
Dude, look at.
That's not Colby. Colby's the one at Georgia.
What? Oh, that's not. Sorry, that's Kyle Brandt.
Yeah, Kyle.
That's Kyle. My bad. They both start with a K. Like, dude, look at this play. This is sick. First off, to go to get to that ball, spin, range, and not even get a release point.
What about Dayton Taki covering the bag there? He kind of looked like he was.
I mean, how do we feel about the hand warmer?
I'm fine with it. It's branded.
I mean, it's branded, but it kind of looks like the Sooner State though too. I will say, but like, dude, look at that, 4 inches above the ground. Jeez. He's not even on his butt. He's on his like the side of his calf throwing this baseball. Like that's just an entire. He gets him by a step. What?
He gets him by a step.
Yeah, and like you spin and you just feel like this. I mean, he gets that ball. First off,
yeah,
spin, get a grip, find it, get your eyes on target while you're releasing that ball that's catchable at the bag. I mean, I'm showing it one more time. That's such an elite play.
You think OU's happy to be in the SEC?
Yeah, I think our stadium rankings aren't.
Yeah, look, they show the SEC logo before the OU logo.
I see what you mean.
It's not bad. It's not as bad.
Play.
I will say this: it's not as bad as people make it out to be, but it's not SEC standard.
I agree. That's why that's the point I made, Chris. But like, if that play from Kyle Branch is not on SportsCenter top plays tomorrow morning, I'm actually going to text Gary and tell him to put that on there.
Number 4. Well, they just dropped baseball, so there might not be any baseball highlights.
No, that's for next season. I'm going to text him this right now. Oh, not the StreamYard link. And if this is on SportsCenter tomorrow, Oklahoma fans, you can thank me. I don't know who's on top plays anymore, but Gary will see this at 4 a.m. when he gets in.
Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, we can. Jake, you don't want to go to first pitch let's go to first pitch. Let's do the first inning of Hawaii, Wichita State.
I still gotta drive back to get to my Airbnb.
We'll do top of the first.
What time does it start at 10:30?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get it till 2 hours. Are there any questions in the chat?
Yeah, what do we got? We got 960 people tuned in, Jake. I mean, for something we just kind of threw out there, hit the ground running. It's like, let's do this. Let's interact with, people that love college baseball, but want to hang out and talk ball, talk some shop on a Friday. I mean, I know I speak for you and for me and for Chris. Like, we can't thank y'all enough. The people, and I know you can relate from just all the ballparks you've been to, it's the people that really make college baseball what it is.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I mean, college baseball is rooted obviously in the players, but I think more so in the history and the tradition of the game.
Yeah.
And that is solely founded upon because of the fans, the traditions that they set, the history that they establish of going to the game, supporting the team year after year after year, weekend after weekend. Because I mean, it's not the MLB, Jake, but it's pretty close into you're playing 4 games a week, right? You may not all be at home, right? But you're playing 4 games a week. You're playing a weekend series, especially in the SEC once that comes around. But like, you're playing is it 56 regular season games? Or 2 Omaha, I think it's 56. Because Tennessee went 60 and I think they had 60 wins when they won it. So
I think so. And that was the most ever. And then
it's like, maybe they were 60 and 10 or something like that. But when you're playing, over 50 games, like to be able to have the culture, I think that college baseball, even as niche as it is, has, it's rooted in the fans and the people that make it so great. I mean,
it's waking up, busting your butt. Have you heard that song?
I have not. I was just gonna let you run with it, but like,
I see Gary posting about it on Instagram. I'll have to send it to you.
Yeah, but no, it's definitely the people, and I know. I mean, people that tune in here, 967 people tune in to listen to us talk ball, talk shop, Jake. I mean, I think it's such a blessing to be able to, do that. And
all right, do you have any closing remarks? As we kind of get here, just because I'm trying to wrap it up so I can still get home. We did 2 hours. What's your hottest take for tomorrow?
Here we go. We got a question I wanted to answer. Are Arkansas fans calling for the coach to be fired? Absolutely not. I don't think they should be. I don't think Dave Van Horn can get fired. I think it'll be a step down if he wants to ever.
Oh, hey, shout out Canes Cat. Big win over the Princeton boys.
Yep. Big win over the Princeton boys.
Yeah, they had some cannolis for the Princeton boys. I saw the Matt Light shake is a cannoli shake.
Yeah. So what was your question? What was the question?
What's your hottest take for tomorrow? Who loses tomorrow?
Not Georgia Tech. Or I might not be invited back. Hottest take of who loses tomorrow. Let me look at the slate real quick. That's a really good question. What is yours? Do you have it ready?
I'll have 2.
All right, give it to me.
Tennessee.
No. Jake, you could just hop off.
And Mississippi State.
To Samford, excuse me.
Yeah, Samford's good, dude.
Samford's not bad, but it's. I think Florida has a better chance of losing because they are terrible in the midweek.
I mean, they have.
I don't even want to say it's a hot take. I'd say Arkansas, unfortunately.
I mean, I read that stat to you about how they're what 50 and 15 in the last 3 games.
Yeah, score run differential. I mean, so you think NC State bounces back against Alabama?
I do.
I wonder what the line for that'll be, but
just for Monty's mental health.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna say Arkansas. I mean, TCU is 22, like is what they're ranked now. It's like it's still an upset, but like they're a really good team.
Their Saturday guy is gonna eventually be their Friday night guy too.
Really?
I think yeah.
I think of the unranked teams. I mean, I'd say.
Let me see. I have notes on TCU because I did for my pregame show.
Of the unranked team, like games.
Tommy Lepore, Wichita State transfer. He's gonna be a Friday night guy for TCU. It's gonna be an interesting one because I think I can also see Arkansas breaking out. That's the other thing.
Yeah, I mean, they had 7 hits tonight. I mean, I'd be more worried. I'd still say Auburn. Honest, I still would say Auburn. I don't think Wright State's a bad team. It's just the concerns that Auburn gives me the pitching depth. I
So
mean,
you say Auburn, I say Mississippi State and Tennessee.
Mississippi State versus Missouri State.
Yeah, Missouri State's a good team.
All right, we'll see. That's a hot take, but let's see. Miami fans are calling for their coach's head to get fired after losing to FAU.
Yeah, I have heard those.
It's like losing FAU in football.
I have heard those rumors that they do want Ortega gone. I don't know much about it.
I don't either. We'll have to ask our ACC. It just means less. Friend Micah.
They do. I was saying this.
Yeah.
Princeton. I forget the kid's name, but Princeton. I picked.
So
him
okay.
third.
The thing is, does he have an extra year though of eligibility? Is he going to transfer to the SEC?
Because I'm actually doing an Ivy League, following the Ivy League this year, like pretty close. I picked
just for fun.
Well, I went to an Ivy League school, Harrison. So
really, I thought you just got like an honorary degree.
No, I went to Columbia.
For what? Like a tour?
I'll have to wear my Princeton stuff.
You didn't say no, so I mean, 56 of the regular season. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you're playing that many games. That's insane. I mean, it's like a mini MLB season, but
yeah, I mean, maybe Ortega can get him out of the portal. Canes Cat. Maybe he'll learn 305.
I mean, speaking of 305, you see Carson that got 2 cars stolen.
3. And 3? I noticed they didn't say all of them were stolen. I don't think he will.
Let's see. I don't think he'll leave Princeton. He went to an elite high school in Chicago. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Grad transfer. He graduates and then transfers if he has a year of eligibility.
Princeton's the best undergrad school in the country.
Yeah, I had a friend I played football with in high school go to Princeton for football. Jake, we had my junior year. We had in football 4 Ivy League commits of seniors. We had our linebacker going to Harvard, our safety who I played with going to Princeton, our free safety going to Dartmouth, and our running back going to Penn. Like, talk about deep in the Ivy League routes. Deep. That's crazy. But
well, Harrison, it's 10:30. We did this for 2 hours. I think that's where Chris wanted us to do a hard stop.
Wait, they're kicking off. They're kicking off Hawaii. I swear they're kicking off. Spectrum Sports is kicking off Hawaii. What's the first pitch? Oh, it's another ad.
Ball or strike.
It's an ad. Hold on. I mean, it's a 10:30 start. It's technically 10:30. 11. They're showing Hawaii highlights. I will say, so quick note just before we get out of here and close up, but Marshall started, so they're playing Georgia Tech this weekend in a 4-game series going through Monday. They started their season, Jake, at Hawaii for 4 games.
I saw that, yeah.
I mean, that's gotta be super cool.
Remember last year?
Didn't they lost the first one, didn't they? Or they like barely won?
The second one. The first one, They had Todd Gurley throughout the first pitch. It was this nice ESPN production. And then game 2 was on the radio. Marshall's going on it. Yeah, I'd believe it. I don't think they're that good.
I mean, they got one pitcher who's pretty good, and they got a kid that can play really well in the field.
Marshall's like anti-Miami, where it's the worst place in the world. And the
Marshall, you're in the Sun Belt, and Coach Beals is trying to build a program from the ground up, it feels like. I mean, like I said, they lost a ton of 1-run games. Dude, the Rainbow Warriors are wearing their throwback jerseys.
The orange ones?
You know, the green with the orange. And
I can be honest, Canes Cat, I did not watch Marshall today.
I did. They got run ruled.
Who'd they play?
Georgia Tech.
Oh, yeah.
Drew Burris hit a 3-run home run, and then Alex Gonzalez hit his first career home run. It was a grand slam.
I feel bad for those Marshall kids. Like, they come out for a weekend series in Atlanta, and then now they're going to fly back up to rural West Virginia.
No, they drove. I had a Zoom call with the coach on the way we were prepping for notes for the game. He was on the bus.
Jesus.
Unless they had a charter bus from the hotel and whatnot, but no, dude, Hawaii's wearing the green uniforms with the Hawaii with the little stripe underneath. Orange bills, and then
Auburn will probably throw a Penn Day because they haven't. Yeah, I would agree. I think they're going to go Penn Day.
Yeah. Is Drew Burris the best hitter in the country right now?
Brody Donay.
Okay, that's fair. I'd say Drew Burris is top 3 for sure, but
I
think you make a case for number 1.
You can go ahead and get Chris to clip that one. Yeah, Brody Donay is the best hitter in college baseball right now.
I think Kevin O'Sullivan would agree with you. But all right, we're about to get first pitch here, and then we'll get out. I feel like we should stay for the last game. Not the whole thing, just first pitch.
I will be hopping off after first pitch.
No, we can hop. We can hop off it. Oh, dude, the third base umpire has a Fu Manchu stash, and it's like dark, thick handlebars.
Who was that guy from Tennessee a few years ago that got into it?
Dude, Wichita's wearing the all-black uniforms. These are sweet.
I like those.
This is an all-uni game right here. Wichita State. This is for college baseball purists right here, Jake. 11:30 first pitch. Wichita State in the all-black uniforms versus the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. I mean,
the Water Hose boys lost. The Water Hose boys lost tonight to Nebraska 6-1.
Who?
UL.
Who?
UL played Nebraska.
University of who?
Louisiana.
Oh. You mean the Raging Cajuns?
Yep.
Okay. All right, Jacob, we just got first pitch. 0-2 count now. Got a fastball for a take and then a foul ball down third base line. We'll get out of here, do our closing, with this first at bat of the game, and then, we'll be back next Friday.
Hopefully can't wait. Next Friday. Might have a little spot start. Chris was saying I might have a little spot start.
Yeah.
Maybe either this week or when we get into SEC play.
Oh, for the wind up?
Yep.
Dude, who was it that posted about someone like Hawaii host? I think it was Ben Upton, our friend.
Yeah.
Posting about Hawaii hosting regional. I said, please have an SEC team play in this regional. So I
said Ole Miss.
And you said Ole Miss, and I said that is so possible. That would be the best excuse to go to Hawaii, and I would help fund that trip for sure. But
Chris wouldn't pay for you to go to Houston.
No, we're saving a lot of stuff for SEC play, just because I think like we say every week, it just means more in the SEC. So I think there's a lot more bigger trips and more worthy trips for that. So it's gonna be a lot of fun to do, but we'll see. I'm excited for SEC play. I know you are. It's obviously we're gonna cover a lot less games because they're all gonna be playing each other, and like Carl Ravitch said, that the league's not really gonna separate itself because they're all gonna be at 500.
All right, Harrison. See ya.
But see you, Jake. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in Friday Night Spikes with Chris, Phillips, Jake McKeever, and myself. We enjoyed this. This is fun. I'm glad you had this idea, Jake. I'm glad you had this idea.
Yeah, doing all the signs.
Yeah, you. What's the rice one?
Swoop swoop.
Swoop swoop. No, but thank you all for tuning in. We appreciate it. We appreciate the support. We love pumping out content, covering college baseball, talking college baseball, interacting with each and every one of y'all as much as we can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, live streams here. And I think we're only growing the game of college baseball. And I know that Jake, myself, and Chris are all, ecstatic to be a part of it and trying to, help lead the charge in growing the game that we love, that I think is still so undervalued and underappreciated. So thank you all. And we'll see you next Friday for Friday Night Spikes, and make sure to tune in the lineup Sunday night, Monday, maybe midday, I think, drop for recapping everything that was around the SEC and talking a little midweek slate before another week of college baseball. Because as soon as we know it, Jake, we're gonna turn. It's gonna be SEC play. We're gonna turn around again. You blink, it's gonna be Hoover. We'll be there, and then we're gonna, get back home from Hoover, and it's gonna be about time to pack up to go to Omaha. So I'm excited. I know you are, and
I can't wait.
We're looking forward to doing all season long. So Jake, thank you, thank everyone else. But we will see y'all next Friday night on Friday Night Spikes.
Peace.